All right, am I live? Am I live? Screen check, screen check. I have to refresh. I am live. I am alive. Now I need to turn this volume off. I get to talk to myself because it's New Year's, ain't nobody here. So that's cool. I just wanted to share the glories of these type little radios here. These type little radios here are cool as heck. They're called the Running Snail. And it is it's got a little solar panel right here. But basically, get your antenna and you wind it. And it gives you, see, FM on.
4255. To learn
and
more
it's
about
working.
medicine.
Hey, what's up?
Brought to you by
Yo, Coffee and Kevin the Weed Man and Finn. Any of you guys want to join the panel? I got the thing up there. I was just talking about these radios, the cool things to have. They're self-powered. In case the power goes out and you run out of batteries and stuff like that, you can still stay in touch with what's going on. It's got AM, FM, WB. It's a cool little thing to have. I use them on job sites where we don't have electricity and we got to do something. Hey, Jethro, Happy New Year. You know, I knew I was not the only person that had no plans tonight. Just kidding. I'm going to cut myself shaving or something there. So, how are you guys doing this evening? Mr. Finn, Mr. Kevin, Mr. Yo, Mr. Jeffro. How are you guys doing? You enjoying your, let me tell you what. I am in toast to the end of the shittiest year I've lived in my life on this planet. May the next one be a hell of a lot better than the last one. Oh, sweet, Kevin. Yeah. I left the goatee, I shaved up on her here and stuff, made it seem like I was special. I'm going to do something. And then I sat down in front of the computer and here I am. At least I cleaned up for y'all and for this little shithead. Yeah, it's better to go nowhere, man. These are crazy times anyhow, man. If you gather in a group, you stand a better chance of someone doing something stupid to either make a headline or make some freaky deaky point that's meaningless, but they're going to use you to do it. So I stay away from crowds basically for that. Hey, Art, what's up? Yeah, staying away from crowds is a safer option as far as I'm concerned. My neighbor's having a party. I built him, neighbor over there. I built him a little sound studio. It's halfway finished. He's got his little DJ setup going. They're at a party tonight. Freak out my kitty cats. That's a good question. Let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more hours and we'll find out, Kevin. One of these New Year's, they stand a chance of having a problem in New York. Because Lord knows, there ain't nothing going on in San Francisco except for a bunch of defecation on the sidewalks. Can't have a party with defecation on the sidewalks. That's where New York's better than California. They don't let their people shit in your streets. Apparently out here in California, in San Francisco Bay Area, hey, you want to shit in the street? Go right ahead, man. It's all fun and games. We'll clean it up. That's what we pay taxes for. Absolutely not. I will never, ever, ever go to New York City. That I can guarantee you. Sorry about that, Art. No way in hell I'll touch. Nuh-uh. That city is nothing but a cesspool of nasty evil. Now, there are good people there, but there are too many bad people and too many bad things and too much bad. Too much bad stuff goes. I can't be around it. Yeah, you saw that? Southern California. What's up, Chad? Southern California. 40-foot rogue waves coming in, fucking washing out the bottom floor of people's houses that are on the beach. Hey, what's up, William? You know, I was building a building in San Francisco about 8 years ago, I think it was. And I was like on the 30th floor or something. I lean over and I take a video of the largest pro-life, organized pro-life rally ever presented on the planet. It went off in San Francisco. There's like 300,000 people there. About 8-9 years ago. Didn't make the news. I got the video though, but it never made the news. Real sad what that city's become. The key to that one is anything you want. Yes, William, that's not my feelings are the same about New York. Yeah, I'd rather go to Los Angeles than New York, and I hate Los Angeles. I was there for 2 days, 1 night and 2 days. Never been back. Been in California 27 years. Only spent 2 days down there. Want nothing to do with it. Now I got ginger. I've got 57 stories up, Jeffro. Now my let's see, 222 stories. 560 Mission was a 37 story. Was it Bush Towers was a 47 story. Four Seasons Hotel was a 40 story. 181 Fremont Street was a 57 story. And then there was two in Oakland. One was a 34 and one was a 37 story. I'm what was known as a high-rise flooring or metal decking specialist. I've been on every high-rise building that was worth a shit in the Bay Area. I did the decking on. I was master at decking for quite some time. So much so the union sent me to Hawaii to do a job decking because they didn't know how to do decking out there in Hawaii. So they sent me to teach them how to do decking. Oh, Jethro, you ought to see. Man, I should get up. Let me see if I can change my thumbnail here. Hold on a second. Get off me, Ginger. I'm gonna see if I can change my thumbnail here real quick. Settings. Is it under settings? No, that's virtual background. I don't want virtual background. Present. Is that it? Video file. Share screen. Nope, that's not it. I'll put up a picture, man. I got a picture of me standing on the blade of a 150-foot windmill with nothing but 150-foot dead straight fall underneath me. I had to reach out to the outside of the windmill on the blade to loosen up the bolts. It was me or this apprentice, and the apprentice was scared shitless. So I was like, fuck it. So I got out, stood on the fucking blade of this 150-foot windmill, grabbed my spud wrench with a cheater bar, reached around, grabbed that son of a bitch, looked down. It was 150 foot. Danny Bellos was their steward in the job. He was down there because no one else wanted to go up there. So I went up there. And hey, Gerald, Danny Bellos took a picture of me, and I got that picture. I'll put it on one of my thumbnails. It's funny. I'm scared. Check this out. I'm deathly scared of heights. I don't like heights whatsoever. I don't mind them if I built the building that's that high because I trust my work. I just don't trust I don't trust my life to anyone else's work. I'm scared. I went up a 61 story in Charlotte, North Carolina. Fuck, as soon as I walked out of the elevator, I pushed the button and went right back down. I had dinner reservations with a beautiful chick. And I was like, that building was like, I was like, fuck this shit. I ain't staying up here. I'm down. Get the fuck out of here. But I was on 57 story out here. I built, had no problem. I'm weird. Yeah, looking down is not a problem. I kind of like it. Hey, yo, Kofefi. You are definitely not the only one here, brother. What you need to do, Jethro, is you need to go base jumping. So that way you know you'll be able to survive the fall if you have a parachute on. Yeah, I have no problem with any of that stuff. I don't have problems with planes. I don't like planes. I don't like flying, but I have no problem getting on a plane and going up in the air. I just don't like it. I don't like being constricted, not being able to get out and go somewhere. That's what I don't like about planes. I don't care about the flying part. It's the sardine can part that I don't like of flying. Now, if I had a parachute on and they opened the door of the plane and said, "Let's get the hell out of here," boy, party, let's go. Ah, jump out, free fall for a couple seconds, pop the chute. That's fun. Yeah, there's a lot of cool people here tonight. Everyone who cares about themselves, doesn't want to go out drinking and partying and jeopardizing their life and their safety for a change of a date. It's a celebration, right? The only thing we have to celebrate is it's the end of the fucking worst year we've gone through. Hey, what's up, Will? This is the worst year in my 55 years on this planet. Look at this. I got myself a fungus growing among us. Look at this thing. It's moving around. I've got aliens on me. Ah, alien. You alien. It's fun. Yes, it's fun to jump off airplanes. Yes, it is. Oh, yeah, Chad. No, they're out to get revenue. Everything. Inflation means the cops need more money, too, which means they're going to be ticketing more. Ain't that right? We just stay at home. This guy likes taking my glasses off and chewing on them. He doesn't realize I need my glasses to see. Huh? I wonder, is anyone trying to get on? I posted, let's see here. Oh, hell, I think I got it. There we go. If anyone wants, come on up. That's the channel. Hey, you start suckling, you getting down, buddy. I'm not a lollipop. I'm a daddy, I'm not a lollipop. Let you guys know, I know no one here really is interested in platinum too much, but I spoke with Chris Marcus from Arcadia Economics. He's going to talk with Andy Scheckman when he gets back from vacation, and they're going to get me a pretty good, supposedly, he said he's going to get me a good discount link for platinum, that because I'm going to be shooting a little 20-second commercial on platinum, and I'm going to get a discount link. Should be some of the best prices you can get for platinum out there. No, I have not thought of getting contacts whatsoever. I don't need contacts. I don't need glasses. I just need glasses if I'm going to read small print. Everything else I can see. I can see everything else. It's just like on this, all the small print, I can see the shit. Now I can read it, but if it's not small print, I have to read the chat. So, and it's small print. Right on. Well, if you guys hold off till, like I said, I spoke with Chris Marcus, and there's supposed to be a discount link. He's going to talk with Andy directly. I went through the proper channels to the Miles Franklin website and asked for a discount link, and they gave me the rigoram. And I wrote him back. I said, "Don't worry, I'll have the owner give me a discount code. You guys suck for giving out discount codes." But yeah, Andy's supposed to get me a special discount for platinum. And I'll have it. I'll also have it on the live streams. I'll have it probably right around here or something, as soon as I figure out how to do that. What's up, ATM? Yeah, it's gonna be a nice night tonight. I gave my dogs don't like fireworks. So I gave them some melatonin pills, put them to sleep. Look at that, my bed is occupied. 1, 2, 3, 4 cats on my bed. And then there's one cat right here behind me. Little freaking heaters. Luckily, fireworks aren't going on out here quite yet. But they will be soon enough, I'm sure. Idiots out here in California, man, they're fucking stupid. Be up underneath a eucalyptus tree and firing off fireworks. It's like, my God, man, that's a lamp. That's a light, a matchstick, and you're fucking lighting fireworks underneath it. So, what part of the country are you guys from? I don't think I am aware of where, except for Kevin Weedman. I know where Kevin lives. Man, ATM, I hate that shit. We have gunshots here, too. Kentucky. I bet you're going to hear a lot of fucking a lot of gunfire tonight, Chad. And Art Collector, you're going to hear a lot of gunfire tonight. And ATM, you're going to hear a lot of gunfire tonight. Hot damn, I'm not alone. We're all going to hear actual gunfire. Oh, wow. And Chad, you're going to hear a lot of gunfire. I don't even see why they buy fireworks nowadays. Just take your fucking guns out, shoot them there, and act like freaking Middle Easterners. Think the bullets won't come down. That's why I'm looking at about 100 acres, man. Alabama. Get rid of the stupid. Keep them at least 100 acres away from me at all times. Oh, Yo is in Las Vegas. Hey, what do you do down there, Yo? You know, Art Collector, in the town I live in, we only a town of 120,000, and there was a point in time where we were having a murder, 2 murders, 3 murders a month. But luckily those times are hopefully behind us. Because with this small amount of town like this, we should only have like 1 murder a year. And we had like 36 of them 1 year. But, you know, 12 blocks down there, you guys might not know this. The Hells Angels, Sonny Burgers, the president of the Hells Angels, not regional, the president. They're 12 blocks down the roads where their clubhouse is. Yeah. Also, the Zodiac Killer came from Vallejo as well. Got some crazy motherfuckers in this town. Still do probably. But I'm sure Vegas has got some cuckoos. New York's got some cuckoos. Chicago and LA have cuckoos. But you guys got like 1 million people plus in your towns. I got like 120,000. Yes, Yo. I was at the convention. I was in the back with the guys that were making sure the lights and the sound were working well. And then after the show, I was with Ninja. Who is that? Jack from Nobody's Special Finance. Joe Brown from Hershey Financial. Patrick, the guy who threw the thing off, and 3 other people. We were in a private cigar bar for about 5 hours. There was a lot of people there, man. It was kind of when there was no talking going on, there was people rushing around to meet people. It was hectic. I actually got to interview Ian from Mark Silver, because while that was going off, I also went outside because Ian was right out there. I don't know if you saw him out there, right where you were getting the ticket and all that stuff, just to the left of him, up where you got the tickets, right around the corner to the left. Ian had a little booth set up. Yeah, it was. I met a couple people there looking to bust into this industry. I guess the guy didn't like it. I had his. Yeah, this guy here. I met him from United Patriot Coin. Trey Bow. They were looking to cut into the YouTube precious metals industry. He was there. So yeah, it is a good place. It's places like that are a great place to network. I met a guy who had his whole retirement in platinum ETF. I was like, dude, you're gonna be well up. He's like, yep, I know. And then I met a doctor down in. He's from Barstow, California. He's a private practitioner, private practice general practitioner, private practice general practitioner. He was getting into platinum, and I was talking to him for a while. Yeah, it's a good place to network. That's all right. We'll meet one day. Every one of us will meet one day if it's meant to be. Yeah, I know nothing about Chicago. I do know you guys had a crazy mayor for some time. And it's funny. Here's a topic. Public funds going to special groups that it's been proven that those special groups are taking 90% of the money and buying big houses and cars and going on vacations off of that public money that's given to those special groups. I wish that shit would come to an end. What's a good premium on an ounce of platinum? Dude, if you can get an ounce of platinum for less than $120 premium, less than $120 an ounce premium, you're doing damn good. And the reason why the premiums are so high, because it costs $1,200 an ounce, $1,230 an ounce to produce the shit. And they're selling it for less than production. So, and where the middlemen are making their money and making up the difference is they're getting the price up to what it's supposed to be. The price should be at least $1,230 because that's the bare minimum it takes to here's silver. That's the minimum it takes to mine an ounce of platinum. And historically, if you look at platinum, a 100-year chart of platinum and a 100-year chart of gold, it's only been the past 13, 12 years that platinum's been less than gold. The prices were both going up like this, and platinum was always on top until South Africa joined BRICS. And then in the charts, gold and platinum flipped, and South Africa's been losing money ever since on platinum and gold, ever since they joined BRICS, because there's an economic war going on. That's why I'm telling people to buy platinum right now, because South Africa produces between 75 and 82%, depending on who you talk to, of the platinum on this planet. And if they're being an economic war is being waged on them, and they're being forced to lose money on platinum, that's your gain. Better than gold, better than silver. Buy the hell out of platinum. No, I have no preference. I like all pizzas. Or if I'm hungry, any pizza you shove in front of me that doesn't have too many vegetables on it, I'll eat. I like meat lover pizzas mostly. So I don't have a preference on that one. Sorry. Where do I get my platinum? Andy, Miles Franklin. And I'm going to get some good price. I'm getting a better price as soon as I get my discount link. I'm going to get a better price for platinum too. So I'm benefiting by doing this commercial. Oh, you're in the waiting room. Hold on a second here. So you got to tell me this shit, guys. I pay attention to absolutely nothing. I'm holding up kitty cats in my freaking, because this guy doesn't want to hold himself up. Sorry about that, Wealth of Nations.
No worries.
Hold on, my volume. I might need to turn it up here. How do I do that? That's not it. Settings. Audio. There we go. All right, maybe now I can hear you better.
All right.
Can you guys hear my neck warmer? It's from Hasbro. It's the Kitty Meow neck warmer. You touch it and it meows.
The silver neck warmer.
Yeah, you hear it meow every time I touch it. Here? It's self-moving too. It'll let you know where your neck's cold.
That is a cool cat, Neil. I've said it before, but I'm jealous.
Yeah. The other one's trying to learn how to do this. What's worse is Gandalf, my bigger cat, is trying this shit and he doesn't know how. And I've got some scars on my back to prove it.
I was going to say I had a big tabby cat years ago, and he'd get up on my shoulders and do what I'd call the crossover move. So he'd kind of do what your Silver's done, but he was a little bit bigger, and he'd slip.
Oh yeah, and you catch the scars.
And I never got scarred, but I got scraped pretty good. And it would itch like when a cat scratches you, it itches like the dickens.
Yeah, they got some cool claws to be scratching with. That's for sure. This guy's just full of love. I got to put him down eventually, or else he'd stay up here all day long.
The funny thing is, I joke that cat's claws ought to be used for surgery because I've gotten sliced by my cats pretty bad in the past, and I have never gotten a scar.
Right there is a scratch. I don't know if you can see it because it's all, you can't see it. You're right. They're razor sharp. All right, big man, you're getting down. Yeah, they are sharp. Very, very sharp. I haven't heard no gunshots, Mr. Art. My ears must be going bad. I can't hear no gunshots from across the country. Yeah, a lot of people are doing live streams tonight, I'm sure. But I'm doing my usual 7 o'clocker, so I know Nichols got one going on, but it's a special one. So there's probably not going to be that many people here this evening. Although I did speak with Constitutional Stacker the other day, and I was running through the reasoning why I'm so adamant about this space mining thing. And it came to me another reason. Okay, last year, first off, think 10 years ago. How many launches to space did we have in a year? 10 years ago? None. Okay, over the 5-year time period, how many space launches would we have? Maybe 1. In 2022, there were 60 launches just from SpaceX. Only 3 of them were sponsored by the U.S. government. So that means there's 57 launches that they did. Not trial launches to outer space with payload. So there's 57 launches with payloads went out last year, and each payload had between 3 and 7 companies' payloads inside the capsule payload. So there was at least 200 companies launch shit to outer space last year. Want to talk about record breaking? Yeah, okay, we won't talk about it. Everyone will just say, no, it's not going to happen. After over 200 damn private venture companies have launched stuff into space just last year alone. I would say there is no
launches, Neil.
Huh?
Are these all SpaceX launches?
Every single one of them. That's not including India's launches. That's not including the United States government launches out of Cape Canaveral, and it's not including India, China, Russia. None of their launches. Just the United States launches off of United States soil into outer space. There were 60 of them last year. That's unprecedented. What reason is everyone wanting to put things up into space? They're not all satellites. There's too much junk up. There's too much satellites already. And every time Elon launches, his payload consists of about, I think, 10 or 20 of his satellites. He does that every 3 months or 6 months. He has to do that because they fall out of the sky. So maybe 5 of the launches were for Elon. 3 of them were for for the government agencies. That still leaves 52 private industry launches into space. Unprecedented. If that was gold mines opening up, it would have made the front page. You know what I'm saying? There's billions of dollars being thrown right now into outer space shit. Research it. No one's talking about it. That means it's the next big thing. 52 private launches. 52. If we go back, like I said, if we go back 10 years, from 10 years back to when space launches were launched, we didn't have that many spaceships launched. I mean, we did, yeah, probably. But it took like 20 years to launch 52 spaceships in like a half century. And then we do that in 1 year, and no one's talking about it. So that's why I talk about it.
Art's asking an interesting but unrelated question.
What up?
New York or Chicago pizza?
Oh, yeah, I already answered. I have no
Oh,
preference. Yeah, I have no preference. I like meat lovers pizzas. If it's thick or thin, that's a daily want or desire. Sometimes I like thick pizza, sometimes I like thin crust. As long as it's got meat on it, that's the important thing.
Okay, I was going to say it really depends on my mood.
Yeah, it does. Sometimes I want a thick crust, sometimes I want a thin crust, but I always want meat on it. All different types of meat. Vegetables, I'm not big on vegetables, cooked vegetables.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you want more bread, you want to go with the Chicago deep dish. If
you
want
exactly.
less bread, you go for the New York.
Yeah, and you fold it up if you want more bread. And make it a sandwich. It's a mood food basically.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Jeffers got it. All pizza is good. It just depends on what you're in the mood for at that point in time. Bartlett Coin Shop. That's cool.
Yeah, Jeffro. Pizza are kind of like dogs. All pizza is good. All dogs are good.
Yep. Until they bite you.
Until they bite you. Yeah.
Man, it's a bad boy.
Unless they're mean dogs.
Shoot, there's just a couple Great Danes. No, Art Collector. That's on hold right now. It's suffering the consequences of the economy right now. It was something that I'd have to throw extra money at, and there is no such thing as extra right now. So it's on hold. I am doing, like I said, I'm doing some side gig shit. I got the platinum commercial coming out. I'm going to be probably within the next, hopefully 6 weeks, flying back down to Florida to build that lightning crystal box. Hopefully that'll be going. So I'll be getting hopefully some stuff where I can have extra money come in to where I can afford to have a prototype pizza coin made. And I'm going to hook up with Chris and Yara from Arcadia Economics because they sell stuff like that. They're into the manufacturing of the unique things and selling them. So I'm going to hook up with them. Actually, Chris is the one who hooked me up with the mold guy to do the mold for it. And I just never followed through because cash flow kind of came to a halt. And that happens in my industry, being an iron worker. Anytime the economy goes south, no one wants to put money into building a new building. Yes, I will, Art Collector. As a matter of fact, it's going to be a lot different than this channel. I'm going to do some crazy shit. I'll tell you that. On the Lightning channel, I'm going to have editing. I'm going to have characters and shit. It's going to be interesting. I might even throw some kitties in the lightning crystal thing. It all depends.
Yeah, I like what Yoko Kofefi says. Dogs are good, kitties are great. That's sort of my mentality.
I like all animals, man. I like them all. I'm not prejudiced. It's just whatever comes into my life at the time. I had 4 dogs. Now I'm down to 2, and within 2 years they'll both be gone. And with the transitions and moves I plan on making, I probably won't get another dog for a little while after I lose those guys. So the cats moved into my life. They're a lot easier to transport across country. But yeah, I plan on here's one thing I got to say about the Lightning Crystal channel and how I'm going to be making Lightning Fulgurite or Lightning artwork, because I'm going to be doing lots of different changes to the Fulgurite to make it artwork. I'm going to be taking a page from Benjamin Franklin. because my buddy who owns the land on the highest, he owns the first hill off of the Gulf of Mexico in Alabama, just north of I-10. He owns the top of that hill. It just so happens that's lightning strike capital of America. And he's always telling me, man, no lightning struck my property and we got trees and everything. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And you guys know how Benjamin Franklin did it? Attracted lightning to a certain point. Indeed, Art. So I don't plan on standing out in the damn rain like that dumbass did. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a helium balloon and tie it to my lightning rod and put a key on it. And what I'm going to do for the lightning strike channel is I'm going to get dressed up as like Benjamin Franklin and do a little 15-second skit looking like Benjamin Franklin, putting the balloon up to emulate Benjamin Franklin with the kite. And then I'm going to do like a Doc Brown from Back to the Future. I'm going to have my hair all out and I'm going to be talking all kinds of crazy shit for about 15 seconds. And then I'll do like a Nikola Tesla look and explain some shit. And then it'll cut to the actual lightning strike. And I'm hoping eventually to have 3 camera angles. I'll probably only have one at first till money starts coming in. But I want to have 3 camera angles. And one of the cameras, I want to have a high speed, 1,200 frames per second, so I can do a real slow-mo of the lightning as it comes down and everything, all the little branches and shit off of it. So I want to make like each lightning strike last with the funny commentary that I'm going to be doing about 2 minutes with, like I said, different angles, slow-mo, and some funny commentary. I'm hoping like to somewhat emulate the style of Black Rifle Coffee guys. I kind of like the shit that they do, but I don't want to do crazy shit with guns and stuff like that. But I do want to do some, just crazy shit because I think that'd be fun. And it looks like fun when they do it, but they got like guns and helicopters and stuff. They have a lot of resources and assets for that type of shit. All I'll have is costume and imagination and a camera. So it'll be fun. Nice, yo. Yeah, you gotta keep babies with you as long as you can, man. Again, all of my babies are rescues.
So, yo, you transported 5 cats in a car from Atlanta to West Palm. That's a lot of meowing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it worse than that when I leave California, bro. I'm gonna have to buy probably one of those like special buses from the auction down the road and convert it to an animal carrier and Neil's personal shit carrier and have a trailer. I'll probably have like 20 cats in that fucker.
No, it's funny. I just with one of my cats, I've got 2 brothers that are half Maine Coon. One of them, if he's in the cage, he will meow his head off when he's going to the vet. If I let him out of the cage, he's fine. He just sits down. He's a little anxious with the motion, but he's generally pretty chill. But put him in the cage and
have you ever put a blanket over the cage?
Yes, and that doesn't work.
Oh.
That's just worse. That makes it worse.
Wow. Because when I trapped cats to spay and neuter and release program in this neighborhood, I caught like 17 of them had done. And the towel over it, as soon as they went in, and the towel, when I didn't have the towel on it, they like meow, meow, meow. When the towel was on it, they'd like go into close down, shut down mode and just sit there and be quiet.
They did get quiet at first, and then I guess they realized it was the same situation, and they fired back up the meowing.
Yeah, Silver's like that because not every morning, but every now and then. Because I still put Silver and Striker in their little jail overnight because I tried letting them out last night to see if they'd be like the other cats and leave me the fuck alone. Oh man, in my face, suckling, licking on my eyeball at 2 a.m. I'm like, oh hell no, you guys are going back to jail until you learn etiquette, human sleep etiquette. No licking of eyeballs and no suckling of the mustache while he sleeps. And that's what they do. So I threw him in jail still, and I had to throw actually that blanket there because they kept meowing, and I threw that blanket over it to hopefully shut him up. It didn't work, so I just shut the door and let him meow. But I tried. else want to come up on stage? Nope, you're the only brave one. Got another Space Force. U.S. Space Force. Yeah, same here, yo. I love dogs. There's this guy down the street. I actually cleaned up his sidewalk. He's got like fucking a big yard. It's like 5 regular houses worth of yard because he's got a couple Great Danes. Big ass dogs. They bark and they intimidate everybody. And I was cleaning up. I just looked at the dog and started talking to him a little bit. And then I said, you know what? I feel comfortable. I'm going to reach over and pet you. Now that motherfucker's my friend. Every time he sees me, he wants me to pet him. And everyone's scared of him. It's like people are crazy.
Kurt's asking for prognostication over the 2024 election. I don't think they'll let him in, Art. I don't think the selectors, if you know what I mean, will let him in.
That's where we have differences of opinions.
You think they'll let him in?
Oh yeah. No, I think he's already got it. I see a totally different scenario going on right now.
I think he's got the support. Don't get me wrong.
I don't think the support you think of matters. I think what needs to happen is the radical left's other side needs to be taken down. And if you look at what's happened over the past couple of years, even though they're attacking Trump and everything, Soros is going to be going bankrupt because he's losing money big time. All of the big leftist funders have been losing their fucking ass financially over the past couple of years. And that's the main reason why we have economic issues right now, as far as unemployments and stuff like that, is they're trying to save their asses. Now you look at Disney and that far leftist group, they're losing their asses too. I'm actually looking forward to the day here very shortly where George Lucas and Lucasfilms says, hey, how about we buy back what we sold you for $4 billion and we'll just pay you $500 million for it. And Disney will be happy to give it to them.
Yeah, I'd like to see Disney go away after
and that's what's happening to most of them. And the reason is most of them were funding units of the far left of the Democratic Party. And those are being taken out. And that's what's been taken out over the past 3 years. So the left, or Democrat left, doesn't have the money. Also, Harvard, Penn, and this other school and MIT are losing they're going to lose their presidents and change their policies because they're losing funding too because of the far left stance. So all of this support financially for the far left is not going bankrupt, but they're getting hurt so bad that they're not going to be donating tens of millions to nobody. So the far left has been leaning on only those people's money. That's why they took over control of the party, because the general populace wasn't donating enough money to make a big shit. Big companies were donating more, so they privy to the big companies, and the big companies wanted far left shit, so that's what they did. And the big left companies now are all going out of business, losing money left, right, and center. Disney's not the only one. So it's all a big game. I did a video on how big a game it is, and I don't think people got it. It was on Australia and Indonesia and that part of the world, the Indo-Asia area, including Australia and New Zealand and whatnot. All of their precious metals industries, peoples, the bigger businesses and corporations all got together to determine the route that they were going to be taken for the next 10 years. The precious metals industry for that area of the world, and not one government agency was invited. And that tells me that the precious metals industry is going to be a lot bigger than people are giving it credit in the mainstream right now. And that's actually what got me even more interested in precious metals, because I think the whole world's going to go back to precious metals backed currencies, just from that one meeting. Because no government was involved. And if you want to take power away from the government, you take the money away. And if you want to take the money away, take the precious metals away. And they were all precious metals industries peoples with no government. It was like a subconscious signaling of what's to come.
Finn, that's a good point. You're talking about the Ivy League colleges sitting on billions in endowments.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a report a few years ago that Harvard, with the interest that they earned on their endowment, could charge everybody zero tuition.
Yeah, but they're also losing money right now because they're not getting that interest.
William, I agree. Most
Like I
colleges,
said, most leftist organizations, including Harvard. And if you, another thing about Harvard that everyone, I don't know if everyone knows this or not, but you will as soon as I tell you. And if you don't believe me, please do the research on your own and find out. Most of our presidents come from two schools. Take a guess at which two universities majority of our presidents come from.
well, Wilson came from. I think Wilson was at Princeton, wasn't he?
No, that's not one of them. Yale and Harvard.
Yale and Harvard. Okay.
Yep, a majority of them. Yale and Harvard. Princeton, every now and then another offshoot college if you go further back in time. But more recent time, the past like 10, 15 presidents, Harvard, Yale, Harvard, Yale, Harvard, Yale.
Yeah, when you're talking grad school, yeah, because I mean Clinton.
So that's the alumni. That's the alumni that
Yeah,
you're talking
Clinton
about.
went to law school. Didn't he go to law school at Yale?
Yeah,
And then
Yeah.
Obama went to law school at Harvard.
yeah. And you see what's happening with Harvard right now, right?
And Bush
Yeah.
Jr. He was at Yale, I think,
Yep.
undergrad.
Yep. And they both have their icky side. It's just right now Harvard's getting exposed, and because they're the far left, they support the far left, and they're a financial arm of the far left, and they're being crushed because of it. And you're seeing it, but people don't know. They don't understand the financial part of what's going on behind the scenes. And everyone's like, well, "Why is everyone picking on Harvard? Or what? Why is everyone picking on Disney? Because, well, they're part of the problem. That's why." They've got to be crushed. It's a go woke, go broke thing. Harvard went woke. They're supporting a president of their university that blatantly violates the university policy. How fucked up is that?
You're talking about with this stuff in the Middle East and
No. The plagiarist, the 43 cases of plagiarism. I've read what Harvard's rules are for any student who does plagiarism, much less 43 cases of plagiarism. They wouldn't be at that school no more. But yet the president of that school has committed plagiarism no less than 43 times without anything happening to him. But if you were a student, you'd already been kicked out. What the fuck signal is that?
Hey, Gerald, also, they can't find his birth certificate.
Who's that?
Not a real one.
Oh, Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they won't. He was, this is what I do know. I don't know where he was born. Honestly, I have not seen any evidence. I don't know factually where he was born. What I do know is one of two things. Either he lied on his college application to get financing, or he told the truth. And the truth that he wrote down on his financial aid is it was foreign student aid. So if he was telling the truth on that application for loan assistance to go to college, then he's a foreigner.
Well, he spent his teen years, I think, in Indonesia.
Yeah. No, he's so either way. And the reason why I brought up that point, because if he lied on the application, that disqualifies you from being president. And if he didn't lie on that application, well, no foreign born can be president. So that one form should have kept him from being president. That's all I'm saying.
He went by Barry Soetoro when he was in Indonesia.
Yeah, we've been getting played for a long time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, as a matter of fact, most of my life, my full 55 years.
Oh, all of it. Before that, Neil.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It certainly started with Kennedy, if not earlier.
Yeah. Actually, probably 70 or 80 years ago is when it probably started, because that's when alien technology started getting funneled down to us. And that's where we came up with washing machines, dryers, and all this modern technology back in the 40s and 50s. Yeah, it never happened before in human history. And then we just can't stop making these technological revolutions since then. It's amazing.
Gerald mentioned the lady that fixed the birth certificate was the only person to drown in a plane accident.
Well, here's something that's not funny, but very factual. It's like, I seen the number 48, but officially it's less than that over the Clintons' 8-year term of presidency.
If you've run
afoul
of the Clintons, do not get in a small plane. That's all I'm saying.
No, keep all 22s away from you and all plastic bags,
Yeah.
because those people have a tendency of committing double tap suicide to the back of your head with a fucking plastic bag over your head. And still after you shoot yourself twice, you throw the gun and then you die. Because they're military and trained to do that.
Do a double tap and then throw the gun.
Yeah, because the gun was not found by a person the way a normal human would. If you did this, if you did this instantly, it would be like you just drop. I've seen people I've seen people take a bullet and instantly die. When you instantly die, there is no forward motion. You have an anticipation of what you think it should be. Bullshit. When you're dead, you fall straight the fuck down. You just go limp. There's no life, no bustle, no nothing. You just go limp, and whatever you're doing is like boom. You just go. So if you had a gun right here, you shot yourself, you would just fall straight down. The gun would not be 5 foot from you, 7 foot from you, behind you.
The weird thing is there's no perfect crime, and with one of them, they were left-handed, and the gun was in the right hand.
Yeah, and others, it's bullshit. It's all bullshit, and they were all bodyguards. Last time I read in history, a bunch of bodyguards coming up missing is the ones that guarded the Caesars. Because they heard too much, they killed them. So I can only associate the most newest leader we had, who had a lot of bodyguards die, probably had the same thing happen. And if you look at that president's wife and see that the first job she ever got out of college, she got fired from, and then find out why they fired her, and it was a government job. She said she was the most unethical, unlawyer-like individual they'd ever seen, basically. And then she wanted to run for president? My God. All she's done her whole life was to destroy this country. I mean, her record shows it. If you read about it, people just don't fucking research. They don't find out for themselves. They listen to TV, and we get fucked by a vote.
William has some tongue-in-cheek comment here. Everything is better with feminism.
Yeah. Ask Disney that next year. And here's another thing, man. If feminism work and the damn, I can't even recall off the top of my head. A tribe of women is a fictitious tribe of women warriors down in the Amazonian area. Fuck. Smoked too much weed. But it's been done before. Actually, here's a better one that no one's ever heard of. Hitler tried to get a platoon of women. Actually, no, he did get a platoon of women up, special operations platoon of women, send them off to kill allies and shit. And you know what happened to those women? The Germans killed them. You want to know why the Germans killed their own fucking specially trained killer women? Because they scared them too much. The brutality they did to the bodies after they killed the men scared the German men, so much so that they tried their best and accomplished getting orders to wipe out that whole platoon and get rid of all the evidence that the Germans even tried to have a full woman platoon go into battle.
I tell you who was ruthless were the Russian
Amazonians. That's it, John. Hey, John, by the way, thank you for being here. Yeah, it's also been tried in theory or in mythos, the Amazonian women. And where are they now? Do they have a thriving civilization, or are they like a mythos? So the feminist thing doesn't really work if that's all you're using to go by. Sorry for interrupting you, Wealth.
I was going to say the women who were ruthless were the Russian female snipers in World War II.
Dude, every Russian now World War II was a sniper. When your government hands you one rifle and then hands the person behind you 3 rounds and sends both of you out, you better be fucking good with that gun, because then your whole country's following Neil's principle. That's why all I have is a shotgun. I've got a shotgun and 30 rounds, because if I can't weapon upgrade with 30 rounds, I don't need to be shooting anything. I don't need to be out there.
Well, the beautiful thing about a shotgun is all you have to do is get close.
It's perfect for urban warfare because it goes through walls and in about that big an area, not that big an area.
Yeah, it spreads. And one of the most frightening sounds is that chick chick sound when you load the chamber.
Oh, dude, you need practice. I practice speed loading shotgun. Yeah, as you can see, my shells are right beside where my weapon is.
John, was that woman Black Widow? Was she Viet Cong? Oh yes, yeah. You said she was Viet Cong. Was she a sniper?
You do this number with the shotgun. Boom, load. That one's gone. Load. That one's gone. Load. That one's gone. So you can actually fire 8 when people think you only have 5. It makes them come out of cover for the 6th, 7th, and 8th one. Black Widow is also a Marvel's assassin, a woman assassin in Marvel Comics. And I think the deadliest sniper was a dude who had a white feather. Was it a girl? A Russia? That was a guy.
I think it's a Russian Russian female sniper.
World War II?
Yeah.
I tell you what here. Let's see what Google has to say about it. See who was the deadliest?
Yeah. Or if you want to do it quick, do it with Chat GPT. Instead of combing through the results, it'll give it to you.
Damn, this is mostly in Russian, but yeah, I think I get girl in here somewhere. I'm just going to copy and paste this. Holy shit. Where am I at? StreamYard.
Actually, ChatGPT says it's Simo Haya. During World War II, she was Finnish, and she's credited with 500 confirmed kills. So that's on the Russians. And then Noah Adamia was Soviet, 200 kills and several tanks knocked out. Josef Allenberger was German, and he had 257 kills. Rob Furlong was a Canadian sniper in Afghanistan and had the longest kill.
Who is that? Vasily blah 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 Vetsiv. Is that on your list?
No, I don't see it. I think everybody's heard of Chris Kyle. He's the deadliest one in U.S. military history with 160 kills.
There was a dude in the war I was in. I don't know what his name was. I think he was a Marine. He got lucky as fuck because he was positioned properly between a defensive and offensive line where the fucking Taliban or whoever the fuck we were fighting, who are the fucking Izzies, where it had to cross this, and he had a straight open fucking alleyway shot for like a quarter mile, and he was just fucking nailing every motherfucker who ran to try and cross the street to back up their troops, because he was able to, there's like the angle of where the attack was and where the reinforcements were coming from. And this guy laid down like 22 guys in like a matter of an hour, sniper, during the 91 war in, I think it was, hell, it was one of those towns. One of those funny name towns over there. Not Fallujah, but one of the smaller ones. Might have been Kuwait too, because they were in Kuwait fighting back then as well. But I know this. I didn't know him, but I heard about it because it was impressive. He got the amount of kills he got sniping within an hour was double digit. And I think they did a movie about it actually. I'm not sure. I don't watch that kind of shit. I've had enough of that. Hearing that. I can't even reproduce the noise. A fast object running by your ear. That sound. I equated it to a bullet because I figured people were trying to kill me. I could have been wrong. It could have been like a fast flying bat. I don't know too many people who've had bullets fly by their ear to reckon the sound.
Actually, that was pretty close. I've had
Okay.
it.
Okay.
I had
Yeah.
a hunter that was kind of wasn't practicing safe hunting, and I was actually I was out in the park. I was out in the parking lot. This is up in the mountains, and they were whizzing by, and I was crouching. You know, I was crouching to try to get in my car and get the heck out of there.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Dude, shit. When was it? It was about 8 years ago. I was in between work for a while, so I was doing lawn work for this one renter dude, this Jewish guy who was buying and selling houses left and right. He paid good. And 1, 2, 3, 4 houses down across the street, 4 houses down, and then you turn the block and go 2 houses. There's like 30 or 40 fucking cops from like 3 counties and everything. They all surround this place because the guy supposedly had some weapons or whatever. I was unaware of any of this shit. And I was mowing this dude's lawn when all these cops went to pull up. So I wasn't paying attention because they actually were just out of my sight, right? And I was getting the guy's front yard almost finished. And I hear like fucking 50 or 60 rounds go off. I'm talking like 4 houses away, 3 houses away as a crow flies. And my first instinct was I hit the ground and I started looking for my weapon. I was like, holy fuck, I'm a civilian. I don't have a weapon. I need to get the fuck out of here. That's when I got the shotgun. But there was cops. They fucking rammed the house and started blowing the fucking guy away. And the bullets were whizzing by. I don't know why they did that shit in the middle of the goddamn city. Surround the house and start shooting, man. The bullets go through the fucking house.
It was a slow day.
Oh my God, man.
They were on a sugar low. They hadn't been to Dunkin' in a while. They were mad.
They're stupid, dude.
They were hangry.
They were stupid.
You don't ever want to be a hostage. I've seen so many hostage situations where the cops just, I mean, there was one, I think it was in Buffalo, and there was a hostage situation in a car, and there were about 5 or 6 cops surrounding the car, and they all unloaded their gun on the hostage taker. Thank goodness, and surprisingly, none of them hit the hostage. But I mean, that's
Here's a funny story. I was living 1 block down and on the other street, but just 1 block down, and I open up my front door and I see these cops. They're all drawn down with their weapons behind their cars and shit. And I can see this other car, it's a truck actually, across the street. It's an uphill, so the next road that intersects it starts going uphill, and there's like this Bronco kind of thing that they were all pointing their guns at. This dude had his old lady by the fucking gun. He had it to her head. They talked him out. Because I saw him grab the gun, and I saw the other weapons they pulled out of that vehicle because they stuck them on the hood. And I took pictures. I was working as a photographer for the city back then. I was taking pictures going, holy shit, this is right across the street from my motherfucking house. Guy held a woman hostage. And, I found a pipe bomb about, it was about 7 years ago. It was on Georgia Street. And oddly enough, things strike me. I'm a weirdo. I saw this backpack and I was like, that's just fucking weird. I don't even want to go up to it. And typically I won't fucking even call anyone on something like that. But for some reason I was like, dude, I need to call the cops on this backpack for some reason. And I swear to God, I did not check it or anything. And so I called the cops. Cops came, checked it out, and they said, back the fuck up. And then they called the bomb squad. It was actually a pipe bomb that someone had left down on Georgia Street. It never made the news, but I found that before it went off. It was kind of cool. So we've had some crazy people try some shit out here that I've stopped them. Thank God. Because it was right outside of Val's Liquor. It would have fucked some people up that had gone off.
Craziness in California, Neil? Never.
Nah, that's why I say be kind, helpful, and grateful. If you live the lifestyle of being kind, helpful, and grateful, you will be blessed with so many blessings, brother.
Well, the moniker for California for years has always been the land of fruit and nuts.
I tell everyone, well, I don't, no one comes see me anymore, but when I first came out here, I had a couple of friends that wanted to come out here, and I said, just remember this: when you cross the California line, think the Twilight Zone. Everything you knew is not what it is. This is a totally different fucking state of mind when you come into California. And I've never adapted to that state of mind. I've kept my own personality and my own thoughts, and I've kept myself me. So I haven't bought into it, but I can see it big time. Big time. God, I can see it. Oh God, that's the shit that I see. It's just,
Art says it's calm in California.
yeah, they need to practice more fucking yoga out here, bro, because people be going ballistic soon.
They need a statewide yoga session.
Boy, howdy. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice being an introvert every now and then to be able to just fucking tuck inside yourself and enjoy what's around you and not need anyone else to find tranquility. Out here, for some reason, people think gathering together helps. And when in reality, the reverse is the scenario. When you gather around other people to get peace and tranquility, you're not going to find it. Because you're putting more fish in a shallow pond. There's going to be more waves. There's no
Mouth Utopia experiment.
Yeah. And like, there's going to be a party. It's going to be starting probably in 2 hours. Some 30-something successful music and movie type 30-somethings. Going to be quite a few of them, and they're going to be doing their modern day version of what I used to do back in the day for real. So I'm looking forward to staying up all night listening to their cuckoo shit. Yeah, they're going to be dropping LSD, microdosing.
I agree with you, John. If you can't hit a dime at 75 feet with open sights, you need practice.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. You know, I just had not argument. I was speaking with Jake's Custom Parts. He won't be here tonight. It's already past, it's midnight where he's at. He makes wet gun parts. And I was telling him I loved the fucking 22, the slow bullet. Because when I had my pump 22, the short 22 rifle bullet would go so slow. If I was looking at the target, I'd be able to kind of see the traces of where the bullet went. Enough so to where I made a bet. It was with my mom's second husband, had like 5 dudes, 5 of his friends. He was a Navy guy. And we went out shooting one night, at day actually. And I bet them all $5 that I could hit bottles at about, 50 foot with, from the waist with my pump action 22. I said, I'll set up 7 bottles, but I need 8 shots because the first shot I'm going to be sighting in because I was using the shorts and they're real slow rounded. So I wasn't looking, I was looking at the bottles. So when I cocked it and I shot and I kind of saw where the bullet was. And then I said, okay, because I set them up exactly 12 inches apart. So I'd know how far to move on the first one. And I just let it loose and shot 7 of them, or I broke 7 glasses, 7 bottles. I got $25 that day for doing that one. Because I love the short, because you can aim with if it's a slow round and you can see, you're not seriously seeing the actual round move, but you can like, your eyes can see the where it went. I don't know how to explain it. It's a slow round. You can kind of see it. The 22 long has got more powder and it goes a little faster. The short is a little slower of a round than that one. And you I kind of can see it enough so to where I can Kentucky wind it and get within an inch or 2 of the target at 50 foot. I love the 20. And then I found out it's the CIA's favorite assassination weapon up close. Is the 20.
Yeah, they say it's the assassin's weapon of choice because
it's a beautiful weapon, dude.
It gets in and it doesn't exit. It just rattles around and scrambles.
Yeah, it's a ping pong ball. It gets in. It goes bing, 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 bing.
Scrambled eggs.
It does the job, and oh man, it's just I like the 22, man. I see no use for it personally, and I don't own one, but I love the weapon. It's a beautiful weapon.
It's a blast to fire.
Oh, they are.
So fun. It's so accurate.
I would actually, when I get some land, I'm probably going to do this, set up some targets and go bareback riding and shooting off the back of a horse, seeing if I can get that back down.
So you're trying to channel your inner Geronimo.
Yeah, well, yeah, an inner peace, actually. If you can combine the elements needed to grab control of yourself on something that's rhythmically controlled with the variables of ground differential, the horse runs at a certain pace, and and if you keep your knees bent, knees as a shock absorber can go like that, and you do this number and get it down to where your lower body's going, and keep steady. Boom, boom, boom. You can get it. It's like firing from a boat to boat. If you can like use your articulation, your natural body articulations to your advantage by keeping you steady, because we have more than enough joints and movable parts to where your upper body, if you only have a couple 6-inch variation, you should be able to keep steady if you practice at it, if you learn to use your body properly. It's kind of cool. Takes practice, but it's cool. It was my third specialty was weapons. It was fun. They're fun.
Constitutionals in the house. He says he carries an 8-shot 22 mag.
Yeah, 22s are awesome. What's up, Constitutional? I was talking shit about people to you about people talking shit about you to people. I can't even tell a lie properly. I wasn't talking about you. Yeah, fuck yeah. Get your ass up here. Let me I'm gonna set the invite back up here. Invite that, and voila. There you go. Get your ass up here. That noise you hear, that's him, the neighbor. He's got some blow-up couches for his party tonight. He just left Nickel Stacking's show. Yeah, I'm a dick. It doesn't matter if you tell me shit. I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna tell people otherwise. It'll make you want to get up here and set the record straight. Yeah, Constitutional Stacker is hold on, what is he? He's got the job I had before I went into Army. Pizza delivery boy. How late you working tonight? Till 2 a.m? Let me say he's an overpaid pizza delivery boy. Well overpaid. And he's keeping his tips. Fucking good job for him. Fucking it's like a pay raise, work decrease. It's a beautiful gig he's got. Fucking
hey,
awesome.
Daryl, thanks for joining us.
Daryl, what's up? I haven't spoken with you in quite some time. I haven't even seen you in chats for a couple of days, actually. Well, I'm glad you joined us. I'm glad you're here with us. This is the nothing to do, nowhere to go crowd tonight. Oh, thank you, yo. I've heard lots of different things about my laugh. That them being great is not one of the main things I hear.
Yeah, you could just say we are a sober crowd.
Oh yeah, no, I knew more about alcohol and alcoholics before the age of 8 than most of you know today. I was raised by 2 of them. Know all about them motherfuckers. My dad ended up at the end of his life with last 30 years, it was like a case of beer a night.
Oh, wow.
24 fucking beer a night, man. And he wasn't drunk.
That's rough on your liver and the rest of your body.
Hey, he lived till 72, bro.
And malnourishes you.
He got the 72 God promised us. He made all 72 of them. So, of course, he's the youngest. Well, actually, no, he lived longer than his father. His father, my papa, died at 56 from like 50 heart attacks or something.
So Jeffro, what do you mean by you met some interesting ladies? I think I know what you're implying, but spell
Oh,
it out.
dude, I know exactly what he's talking about, bro.
I just want him to spell it out.
Oh no, come on, man! Don't embarrass him like that. Was she a blonde or brunette? In
Well,
reality, is all I want to
well,
know. That'll tell us everything you want to know. Yeah, pizza delivery, man. Fuck, dude. Gulf Shores, Alabama. I fucking opened up a pizza delivery place for two retired Navy guys. They were also worked the place. I made the pizzas and delivered them. I set up a whole map for delivery system and everything, where the buildings were, what tower numbers, all this sort of shit. So it'd be easy to deliver pizzas. I met so many girls. So many.
now where I've heard some stories is being a bellboy at a high-end hotel. I've heard some wild stories about that.
Time consuming too. Let's see. Yeah, Art and John, you guys are on different, like 3 generations apart. I'm surprised no one wants to come up on the panel, man. This sucks. It's always good to have you. Thank you for coming up here, Wealth. I
I was
appreciate
going to
that.
say, what? It sucks having me on the panel.
No, no, no. I appreciate it very much. You're the only one who's got balls enough to step up, man.
Yeah,
I died like on Independent Mary. She'll never let me up there after after what I did on Tully's show. Tully was ballsy enough to let me on her StreamYard. That was a mistake.
Were you not behaving?
No, I did not. I had a good time. It wasn't my show. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to behave. Well, if you take off and you have a good evening and Happy New Year to you, Daryl.
Yeah, have a good one, Daryl.
Do appreciate you showing up, my friend. I was kind of half-assed anticipating a drop-in tonight, but I guess not.
I think Art likes the Puerto Rican ladies.
Yeah, that's like fucking. Yeah, no. There's some, and I'm not. If you ever really get to know me, I'm not racial at all. I make fun of everybody. But when it comes to me personally, relationship wise, I would not touch a Puerto Rican. They're too spitfire, too hot to handle for my ass. They've got some. It's like the Indians are cool motherfuckers. American Indians, get them drunk. That's like the Puerto Rican woman has that in her, and it's not alcohol that brings it out. It's something that's out of her control that brings out that evil meanness in them. And no matter how small and little they look and cute, the bat wings come out and the demon horns will come out and they'll scare the fucking shit out of you, brother.
Sounds like, Neil, you've had some experience in this realm.
Yes. The most evil, wicked, best evil, wicked one I had was a Puerto Rican, and no, never again. I'll stick to the less severe cases.
There's a guy on YouTube, a former Army Master Sergeant, and he does stories about relationships. His name's Terrence Pop, and he was talking about he dated I don't know what, it was a Latina, and he said she came after him with a board with a nail in it.
Holy shit! Yeah,
not just a board.
Well, it all depends. I'm going to go with the easy answer and say go over, advertise yourself in the Philippines. Indonesia. You'll get all kinds of women coming to you, bro. You might not like the women you get.
I was just going to say, do you have money?
That's another way.
The world.
Honestly, the best way to get a woman is don't look for one. Seriously, man. It's like if I want to look at a 67 Mustang, I'll start looking at a magazine and I'll start talking about it. And then I'll see them on the streets, but I haven't seen them in years. They've been there as I just don't realize they've been there. And because they're on my mind, they'll be pointed out subconsciously to me, and then I'll look and see them. And it's the same thing with women. If you're looking for something, you're not going to see as much of it.
Well, that's
If you
true.
don't, if you just quit looking and allow yourself to be you and do your thing, the right type of woman will come along. And that's all you need to worry about. Don't look at anything else, because unless you don't mind starting over in 5 to 7 years, because you probably will be if you get married to one, because it lasts about 5 to 7 years, and then you get divorced and find out, wow, fuck, that was the wrong one for the wrong reasons. Yeah, you follow your dick, you're going to get in divorce court.
Well, here's the funny thing. I think a lot of us have noticed in our youth. When you have one, they're falling out of the trees left and right around you. When you don't, it's like a desert.
Now, but see, now that's the thing right there. That's why you just be you and be you. If the you is a good person, a kind, a gentle, a nice person to be around, then just get out there and you'll be introduced to nice, kind people, and then don't act interested.
Yeah, that's part of it. But the other part, my theory, is social proof. When somebody sees you with a partner, they think you're worthy.
Well, that's where you get out with the like-minded people in areas. Here's a ginger for you, yo. This is my ginger, as far as cats go. That's ginger. There's other ways. If you only want like one for the night, be aggressive and go after and get it. Be confident and aggressive and have a little bit of cash on hand, and you can probably walk out of a bar 80% of the time with a woman just with that. But you're not gonna marry her and have kids with her. You probably won't even want to see her the second night, because that's the kind of girl you're gonna get. It all depends on what you want. You can pick up anything out there with the right moves, right, verbiage, but to get the right girl for you, don't look for it.
Okay, Art,
Just
I'll
be
tell
you.
you. I'll tell you some inside baseball here. You have to turn your man card in to do this, but go do yoga.
Dude, yeah. And not only that, if you do find a girl that you might be interested in, just compliment her on her daily things, like her hair or her eyes or her nails, and actually notice when she changes them. Small things like that. Like if you're interested in a girl, act non-interested in her, but keep an eye on her, see what kind of nails color she's wearing or how her hair is done and shit. And then one day say, hey, I like your nails, how you change them up from this color to that color. That right there will intrigue her enough to probably want to ask you out.
Yeah, yeah, that's the best. John and Yo are talking.
Yeah, I see it.
The best type of woman to meet is at the range, if you can meet one there.
Well, like-mindedness. Like-mindedness is always a good thing. So yeah. Or if you like hunting, go out hunting, hang out in hunting clubs, and you'll meet the person. And then again, just don't go up and start talking to them and showing interest, because then you're chasing, and that's not the game you want to play.
I was out in Sedona, Arizona, mountain biking with a bunch of buddies, and I'm married, so I'm taken. But these other gals, they wanted to hang out with us for the night. I'm like, sorry, but one of my younger, but no, everybody was married, so it wasn't. There was no option there. But hey, if we were young and single, we had people who were interested in us.
I might have a cat on my back. Nope. There's Harley. What's up, Harley? That's one of my big kitties. I'm glad he didn't jump on my neck. You want to try? Huh? I know you want to. Nope.
Yeah, that's true, Dave. You always find, if you're not looking, that's when you find it.
Yeah, what you need to go for, Yo, is the federal concealed carry, because then all you got to do is, if you plan on a trip, just notify the states before you go that you're going through that state or some shit like that. It's the regulation, and then you don't even have to register, or you don't have to check in because you pre-did it.
You don't even have to do that.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
In a lot of states, it's called reciprocity. So they're reciprocity among a bunch of states. So most of the red states have reciprocity. States like New York typically don't. California doesn't.
Yeah.
It's really a
you
red state, blue state thing in terms of reciprocity.
can get in the time I've been in California, most recent years, it's been easier to get a concealed carry than it has been for like the 20 years before the more recent years. It's getting actually easier. They're just not advertising it. So many rulings have been overturned by the Supreme Court that California's tried that I think they've given up.
Yeah, I was. I went up to Alaska and I took my 10 millimeter with me, and they had reciprocity, so I didn't need to worry about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do open carry there as well. So
you can do that in, I think, South Carolina or North Carolina. North Carolina's open carry.
North Carolina, you can do it.
Yeah.
John, I'm guessing you're referring to doing yoga, making sure to tell them your orientation when you go there.
Oh yeah. Oh, you've got to. How can you get your money up? Okay, Art, I take it you're probably in your young 20s. What I would suggest doing is getting used to living off of 80% of your paycheck for what you want to do in your life, and stick 20% of it in whatever asset you feel comfortable with that'll gain value over your lifespan.
Yeah, drop the Starbucks and the avocado toast.
Oh yeah, and then cut the bullshit expenses.
Yeah, don't drive expensive cars. Go to a car auction, get your car.
Yeah.
I mean, a penny. The old saying, a penny saved is a penny earned.
Big time.
Save a penny, that's not tax. That's yours.
And also look for deals. Try and start learning shit about shit. When I say look for deals, like if you want to go to estate sales, learn about antique furnitures or antique stuff and values. If you want to go to like a farm type yard sales where they'll have like tractors and shit like that, learn about those values and stuff. So that way, when you do come across something, you actually have a basic idea, a fundamental idea of its value. Because I hear like Ninja saying he flipped tractors, and that's a good way to do it. But first, you got to know the value of shit, and you got to know an approximate exit point that you can sell it at before you get into it. So start building up that knowledge as you're young, and like for example, say you're like 22, spend a year or two learning that part of the game, and then in those 2 years, that 20% that you didn't spend of your paycheck, use that money to buy your first $10,000 tractor and turn it for 20. And that's how you start. It takes time. Nothing's overnight. If it's overnight, you didn't earn it. So count your blessings. You got lucky.
Yeah. Who was it? Jeffro. Somebody mentioned get a Grand Marquis as a car. I think.
Oh, those are nice.
Yeah, but I think that's the car with the gas tank behind the axle.
It's the car that gets 12 miles to the gallon. It sucks ass at $5 a gallon out here in California. I just sold one last year because of that. And a year before that, 2 years ago, I had a 2001 Grand Marquis. It had like 80,000 miles on it. Some old lady owned it, single owner. I got it for like $1,500, but it only got like 12 miles a gallon. But it was fucking comfortable as fuck a car, man.
Yeah, that's the same car, the Mercury's version of the Crown Vic, and the Crown Vic.
It's the same car the state troopers use.
That's the Crown Vic, and that's like their new Pinto. It's got explosion problems.
It doesn't matter. I bought it for $1,500. I put about 30,000 miles on it, and then sold it for $1,500. So I'm happy.
Yeah, John points out something I noticed years ago. He says when he was young, he wore a wedding band, and that would attract the ladies. For years, I didn't wear one, and they left. They didn't pay me any mind. When I started wearing one again, I got more attention. I mean, I don't want the attention, but I got it.
Yeah, JM's live. Yeah, I like that. That's another thing to save money, Art. Just like what Gerald said, he's got an older car he's paid off. I paid $1,000. I sold my car that I bought for $1,500. I drove it for like a year, sold it for $1,500, took $1,000 of that $1,500 and bought the car I have now that gets twice the gas mileage. So I saved $500 on the car and doubled my gas mileage.
So Jeffro, you get 300,000 miles or a flaming death, whichever one comes first.
Cats are having fun over there.
Actually, I had a Ford Taurus, and I got 277,000 miles out of that. So that and it's first. I only had one engine. I had two transmissions, but one engine. And I would have kept it. I would have kept it a lot longer, but the transmission was going out again. It just wasn't worth messing with. It was already, I think it was 17 years old at the time. Yeah, 17 years old. I was starting to have trouble getting parts.
And I gave my dog 2 melanoin fucking pills to put her to sleep overnight, and she's still fucking awake. I just have a lot of fireworks going off. She doesn't like fireworks. Yeah, the older cars are good cars to have. I can't wait to see this new technology car they're going to be coming out with, man. And what price tag they're going to be putting on it. It's going to be a biodiesel hydrogen hybrid engine. Sounds like it's going to be twice as efficient and range as an electric, which would be kind of kick-ass. But hey, check this out. You know what I found out about Tesla truck? One good thing. It's actually bulletproof. No, I have not, Art.
What's the sticker price on it, Neil?
I have no idea, but I like the fact that you can actually stand behind it and fucking shoot like they show on cop shows, and it'll actually stop a fucking bullet. Because if you try that in any other car, the bullet goes right through the fucking car and the door and out the other end.
Oh yeah. I mean, the only thing that really stops a bullet in a car is an engine.
Yeah, the engine block.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what my understanding is. You drop below the fucking engine. Fuck that door shit. Best chance you got is the engine and those tires and all of that fucking steel that's holding the tires and the steering column and all that shit and the engine together. Get behind all that steel.
Okay, I just looked it up. Okay, this is an article from November the 30th. It says Cybertruck costs $99,990.
So $100K.
Yeah.
Fuck that. But it's bulletproof. But if you're gonna pay $100,000 for it, you better get a bulletproof one because you might have enough money to need a bulletproof car.
Well, it's funny they call it a Cybertruck because it's really just a really ugly SUV, a boxy.
I don't like the look of it. The only thing I like about it is it stops bullets. That's the only thing I like about that truck. That's the only thing I like about that truck. Everything else sucks wee-wee. But now, yeah, 100,000. I can see why. Most of that's probably used in the bulletproofness of the fucking truck itself. Oh man, vinegar and salt's the best, bro. That's my Scottish coming out in me. I remember eating fucking everything over there would put fucking vinegar on. Awesome shit, man. Fish and chips had a different meaning when I was a child. I can hear those guys getting ready with the party over there. My dad had a 1968 Buick Riviera. That son of a bitch had a 404 in it. He got tickets because he would put his foot on the brake, had a stop sign, and lit his foot off the brake, and it would squawk its tires just because of the amount of torque that 404 had on that car. But it was heavy. It was like two and a half tons. It was a steal. That car would stop bullets. It was actually a steel fucking car. But like I said, it was like 2.5 tons.
Okay, so I just looked it up. The Cybertruck, it says it's 3mm 301 stainless, and it's bulletproof to 9mm rounds.
Well, that sucks. I don't like it anymore. If it's not going to stop a rifle, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, 30-06.
Looking at that, dude.
30-06, I'll go through that.
I'm looking at ballistic helmets and ballistic armor. I actually got it saved. The armor is probably around $1,500 for a decent set of upper chest plate armor. But I was looking at bookmarks. Where is it at here? Here it is. Let's see if I can share screen. How do I do this now? JM showed me one time. Present extra camera? No. Settings. Camera layouts. No. Oh well. Present? No, I don't want to fuck with that. Anyhow, I was looking at the ballistic helmets. There is, as a matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and it's long. It's long. That I was trying to share a screen for it, but that's the link for the tactical helmets I've been looking at, the website. They got some pretty cool ass shit for a decent price. $200. Something no one thinks about. Protecting your skull. John Bathy, no, but if you look at that site I just put up there, I believe it had, no, it's not that site, it's the other side like that. It was titanium plates, and titanium plates actually will because they're stronger than steel and lighter. It's a little more expensive. And they were selling 4x4 plates of titanium. You can interchange the armor. But then again, a 50 caliber would still fucking fuck you up, whether it went through you or not. I wouldn't want to get hit with that son of a bitch. You'd wish you were dead, I imagine. So yeah, the right kind of round will definitely screw you up. But then the question is one of intellect. If you're not in a military scenario, what the fuck did he do to draw that kind of firepower? And why weren't you ready before it got there? That's why I like trebuchets, because they can hit you long before a bullet can. JM, what's up, my man? How was your live stream, brother? Sorry, it's Sunday. Always do mine on Sunday. Space Miner. I just like that name because I'm into space mining. Happy New Year to you as well, JM. I appreciate it, brother. Did I lose Wealth? Did I lose you, Wealth? Holy
No,
shit.
you didn't drop me. I accidentally closed it down.
Oh, okay. I was
Sorry
like,
about
I'm
that.
by myself. What the fuck? Something crazy going on here.
Yeah, I pinged you twice, but you were seeing every other post, so you were missing mine. I was telling you I was in the backstage.
Oh, I see it now. Hot damn. I need to pay better attention.
No worries. I'm back. Happy New Year, JM. Yeah, 50 cal. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of a 50 cal.
Hell no. That shit would hurt. I mean, even if it didn't go through you, the impact alone would.
You know,
I don't care what you had to stop it.
would it hurt? I mean, yeah, if it hit your leg or your arm, but if it
It
did
was
anywhere else, I think it would you probably wouldn't know you were hit.
Man, something like that hit you. If you had armor on that would stop it, I would surely hope it would take away all the concussive force that it would bring with it if it was just to stop the bullet. Because stopping the bullet, leaving that concussive force would still be.
I was going to say, if you had armor on, it'd probably knock the wind out of you at the very least. If you had armor that could actually
Fuck
stop.
that shit. That shit would break anything behind there. Because I mean, just think about it. A 50 fucking cal is pretty damn big, man.
Yeah.
And he's pretty damn fast. They can fire a mile and a half. It's got some impact to it. And fuck, the Russian sniper rifle that my buddy had is a 50 cal.
Yeah, Space Miner says if your vest stops the 50 cal, your guts are still going out the back of.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Space Miner. I mean, the concussive force of that, if it didn't go through and kill you, you'd wish it had. Because it's going to fuck up all kinds of shit. You know, here's something other interesting. They're using sound weapons because of the concussive nature of the sound going through your body can fuck you up. They've actually, the Tacoma's Narrow Bridge is a proof of concept of frequency and vibration being able to take out fucking objects.
Well, that's how they got Saddam's two sons. They dropped a bomb. It wasn't shrapnel that killed them. It was the concussive force that did.
Oh hell yeah, that will shatter your insides.
Yeah,
shatter your fucking kidneys, your heart.
Scrambled them.
That's why I was saying we had a couple fireworks. I don't think at all are fireworks because it was like a couple 7, 8, 12 blocks away, and I felt a concussive. Oof. I was like, damn. That's but I'm on almost the top of a hill, and it was downhill, so that's probably why I went that far. But still, that's.
If you want to see an illustration of concussive force short of a nuclear weapon, go pull up a YouTube of the Beirut port ammonium nitrate explosion.
Ooh.
I mean, that flattened anything. I mean, broke windows, knocked people flat to the ground anywhere near that explosion.
Or you could go for the Pinole gas pipeline explosion here just about a couple miles south of me. Neighborhood, the big fucking 18-inch round gas pipeline exploded, took out the whole fucking neighborhood in one kaboom. Like 16 houses. They
had the same thing in the LA basin. A train, they had a runaway train down the El Cajon Pass, and when it crashed, it took out the pipeline and took out a whole neighborhood.
Well, here's something else about sound and a more positive aspect of sound and usefulness of it. Between 300 and 500 megahertz, they're using sound to destroy leukemia cancer cells in patients' body without damaging any other cell, unlike radiation.
Something that's really good for that as well. Sound sounds good, but infrared saunas, they can penetrate like 4 inches.
Yeah,
and the cancer cells don't like them.
Necessary? What do you mean necessary, JM? Yeah,
what-
hop up here because it's fun.
I was going to say, what's this necessary crap?
Man, he's making for real.
It's like we have to twist his arms.
Happy birthday or happy New Year, motherfucker.
I'm gonna steal your doggies from you if you don't get on.
Yeah, I'm gonna put out that video of you passing up that dog shit and not picking it up. Anyhow, we didn't shame you enough.
Jethro, I don't know. I've heard that song by AC/DC.
I don't think I have either.
I know "Shake Your Booty" by KC and the Sunshine Band, but I don't know that I know "Shake Your Foundations." And I know "You Shook Me All Night Long." That is AC/DC.
Yeah, that one I've known. Why doesn't Art Collector come up here?
I was going to say, is Art? We got two art collectors. Are you? Is it the same art collector or two different guys?
Two different
Or guys or gals? I don't want to discriminate.
people.
Two different persons
Persons or people, yeah.
of the YouTube variety. Hey Art. Hey Art Ye 24.
We have Art Collector and Art Collector, yeah, E24. All small cap, or not all small cap, but one all large cap. What do you mean you make me work, JM?
Either that or Art Collector's messing with our mind and he's texting back and forth to himself here.
You know, anything's possible.
Oh yeah. You can have several YouTube accounts, many YouTube accounts if you want. Art says it's the same person.
Oh, okay. There. I do like that Mandalorian outfit my thing has. Whatever you call it, a little moniker or whatever.
Jeffro, the most entertaining one, in my opinion, is Whole Lotta Rosie.
There's a lot of good AC/DC songs.
Oh yeah.
I right off the top of my head, I really couldn't pick just one.
Well, to me, my favorite album was Highway to Hell, the last one with Bon Scott. And the next one was pretty solid too, Back in Black with I can't remember the guy's name.
Yeah, but that's only if you stick with the AC/DC. But in that time period, in that time era, there were so many freaking great bands I'd rather have listened to above AC/DC.
Oh, classic rock back in the late 70s was incredible.
Fuck, you had Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Iron Maiden, Blue Oyster Cult, Iron Butterfly,
Kansas,
Dio,
Boston, Styx.
Yeah, I mean, fucking just, and all, yeah, Wings, fucking the Beatles. They were all just fucking awesome. I mean, you and I just named like 14 or 15 freaking great bands all from one era. No one can name that era at that many in this era.
Oh no.
No, that are great.
No,
And those were just top-notch ones. Those were just top-notch ones. If we start thinking about it, you know, we could probably throw off a couple more second-notch guys, you know.
And the sad thing is a lot of the classic rock bands of the 70s went soft rock so they could increase their record sales in the 80s.
Well, I liked the rock ballad thing because there was a couple rock bands that nailed the rock ballad.
Like whom?
Oh shit, Kiss did one that was pretty good.
Are you thinking REO Speedwagon?
Oh well, who was it? Motley Crue.
Okay.
You know, those were the better hair bands of the day at that time that did a rock ballad, followed that genre and turned out a rock ballad and it changed up. And then you had like, what is it, Lick Me or something like that, or Lick It Up. That was a total different change.
Quite a few too.
What was that, brother?
What's that, JM?
Don't forget about Aerosmith.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
you got Aerosmith. They even changed it up and even went. Who was it with
Sweet Emotion.
Walk
Aerosmith
This
song.
Way? They changed up and added 2 rappers and redid it.
Oh yeah, Run DMC.
Yeah,
That was their comeback.
yeah, yeah.
Like 86, they
Uh-huh.
did it with Run DMC and added rap to it.
Yep.
But if you think about it, Steven Tyler was kind of a rock rapper. I mean, he was rap before rap was a thing. If you listen to songs like Walk This Way.
Yeah, right. No.
The more modern day originator of rap, I would say, is Blondie. Because before rap came out, she was singing Purple People Eaters. And that was fucking pure rap. Then came a man from Mars. And she was just talking through it like rapper. She was just doing it more slower with rhythm in her voice, other than where rappers don't do that. But her whole album, the Man with Ran from Mars album, whatever that, Purple, whatever the hell album that was, most of it was introduction of rap. And then I think the Beastie Boys are the ones that kicked off African rap, which is actually oddly funny that 3 white Jews from New York would kick off the rap scene.
You talking about Kiss?
No, the rap scene.
Okay.
The Beastie Boys kind of.
The Jews, two of them were Jewish.
Oh, I thought all 3 of them were.
No, I said Kiss.
Oh, Kiss, yeah.
You may be right about the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, no. Here's a tidbit about Kiss. Gene Simmons doesn't have but half of a left ear, and was born that way. That's why he had long hair to cover his ear up.
Oh, okay. I think I vaguely remember hearing that.
Yeah, not even Gene Simmons knew about it till after they kind of sort of retired the band. Because he always had long hair, always covered it up.
Yeah, John says his third wife likes Black Sabbath. Sabbath had some good stuff like Iron Man.
I liked Iron Man. Of course, I liked Iron Maiden also.
Oh yeah, Iron Maiden was good.
Yeah, that was some badass shit.
I mean, even Southern rock was at its peak in the late '70s. Skinner, to me, was the
Neil Young, Skinner, little.
Oh yeah, Sweet Home Alabama was making fun of
Yeah.
Neil Young's song Alabama from Harvest.
Both those groups made shitloads of money about parody on themselves or the other.
And they also had another parody. Neil Young had a song called "The Needle and the Damage Done," and so Skinner made a song called "The Needle and the Spoon."
Yeah.
In response. So Neil Young kind of he seeded the fields for Leonard Skinner to make a whole bunch of money.
You know, good for all of them, man. I liked Tom Petty.
Oh, Petty. I liked Petty, Damn the Torpedoes, but after Damn the Torpedoes, I think he kind of got weird.
He is kind of like, forgive me, but I'm going to say kind of a clown. Like he's an entertainer, and several of his music videos, he reminds me of like a circus entertainer.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's what you mean by weird, but.
Yeah, no, that's exactly, I think, what he was going for, actually. At least that's what I thought, because I've had the same thought.
I think my take was he wanted to go weird. I mean, like he wanted to be Dylan-esque. He kind of wanted to be like a rocking Bob Dylan. And I like it when he was just rocking with Damn the Torpedoes, like Refugee, American Girl. That's an album that doesn't have a bad song on it.
I think he was trying to go more John Dylan with his songs there for a while. Or was it John Dylan? No, it wasn't John Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that song, Into the Great Wide Open.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just love that song.
You guys remember Jim Croce?
Oh, yeah. I Got a Name. That's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, I used to watch him on TV before Sesame Street. He had a half-hour show on PBS before he committed suicide.
Oh, he died in a plane crash.
Oh, I thought it was suicide.
Nah, he's like Leonard Skinner. He got immortalized because he died in a plane crash.
Yeah, well, he had a TV show going. He had in those early days when TV was new to everyone and PBS actually meant something people wanted to be affiliated with. He had a half-hour TV show on Saturday morning.
I got a personal question for you, Neil.
Okay, I can't promise I'll answer, but ask away.
All this talk about music, and I love it. Does this mean that you're going to be singing karaoke in the new year at all?
Absolutely not.
So my follow-up question then is, and thank you for answering that. Did you hear Independent Many United singing karaoke?
No, I missed that part, but I did hear everyone say she had a beautiful voice.
Okay.
So I imagine she's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
I haven't. She's fucked with me here a couple times on my live stream. She's come in and said some stuff, but I've not heard her. Yesterday she was on, and she was talking a lot more than usual. So I actually heard her more than just talking about what people posted in the chat. She was actually being more of a content creator and just taking control and running with it instead of just responding to what people say in chat.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Okay.
But I didn't hear her sing. But yeah, she's got a great voice. I can imagine her singing would be awesome.
Yeah, the point with that was that people have been encouraging her to do that for a while because she's a big supporter in the independent music community.
Dude, there is so many niches out there that can be filled. It is beyond imaginable. The only thing stopping people from filling those niches is them not filling those personal niches of different music genres. There is for almost every type. That older guy who does a different type of singing, he was on your show, Joe something or other.
Joe Norman. Yeah.
This type of singing has also a genre. When I mean genre, it has a certain group of people that love that style of song and singing and songwriting.
Classical, opera, tenor.
Yeah, and so there's a group for every type of song or singing type. It's just the matter of getting yourself out there, and you're never going to find it if you don't do it.
Yep.
So she needs to do it and get a following of the people that like her style of music because they're out there. That's why we have so many different styles of music because people like so much variety. So the only thing stopping someone from being famous if they're good is them not getting themselves out there. I encourage everyone to get themselves out there, and as I've been adding to my saying of be kind, helpful, and grateful to be a better you this year. Be kind, helpful, and grateful.
Yep. If you're not trying to get ahead, you're probably falling behind. It reminds me of sitting in a canoe in a river that's got a modest current to it. If you're just sitting there and you're not paddling,
you're going downhill.
That's right. So it doesn't mean that every day's got to be a sprint, right?
You just got to be slow and steady.
It's an endurance race.
Yep.
And you want to be wise, but you can't just sit there and expect things to go your way. You got to paddle.
It's perseverance. Nothing happens on your time. If it does, you are the luckiest son of a gun out there.
Yeah.
It happens through perseverance. Time in the industry, no matter what the industry is.
Yeah.
Whether it's the song industry, a movie industry, construction industry, whatever the industry, time in is valuable. And you got to put that time in, pay your dues. Hell, the wrestling industry, the music, and all of them. You just got to pay your dues. And get better at what you're whatever you're shilling. You got to get better at. So and that's all part of paying your dues. That's the way I see it. Like I was talking with Pete the Sasquatch, and he said, you're one of the few people I know who's got the balls to stick their face on a recorded video and say what you think's going to happen because it's going to be recorded. I'm like, well, I think about that before I press the play button. I don't like being wrong much, so I do try. That's why it amazes me. Back to the spaceship. It amazes me. It actually astoundingly amazes me that people don't see the blatant space race going on right now for resources and positioning for it. If we had like 60 launches in 1 year, and 10 years before that we didn't have a total of 60 launches, something's going on. An increase of space launches at that amount from where we were to where we are, and no one is talking about it. By the way, these two guys are trying to fight on me right now, because this one climbed up, and this one, as you can see his arms, he started falling down because he was fighting with this. There he goes again. So I got a fight going on, if you're wondering what this guy's doing.
There's a good title for video or live stream for the future for you, Neil. Call it, but the title is Neil's Cat House.
Neil is a cat house.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, Neil's climbing journey with cats.
You're on with it.
This guy is totally just laying. He has no claws. His back legs are flopped like his front legs right now. He's totally weight centered. This guy's freaking hilarious.
Reminds me of that one cartoon, Garfield. If you remember that. And the kid was carrying Garfield, and he was completely slumped over his arm. And the text said, they finally invented a spineless cat.
This guy found himself a home here.
Yeah. Talking about how flexible they are.
You want to see spineless? This one over here. What?
Hey, Space Miner, have a happy new year to you as well. Space Miner saying hi to you.
Hey, I appreciate you showing up, brother. Thank you very much. I'm 100% behind space mining. I think space mining is going to revolutionize the future. People do not see what's going on right now with space.
Hey, Space Miner, have a good one. And it is the new year, so, well, at least where I am, so.
Yeah, we just
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, John Beather, I think it's New Year's where he's at, too. 12:02. Look at that, I got both of them on my shoulders now. See, I carry a heavy burden around here.
You're carrying a heavy load, Neil.
He's trying to pierce my ear to give me another earring.
Art wants to know if I'll do a karaoke with JM. I don't know. I'm not much of a singer.
I'm not much of a singer either, but
it depends how much alcohol I've consumed.
I have not, Space Miner. I'll look for it though. A tritium.
Tell you what though, for anyone that is considering doing karaoke, the number one site that I go to, it's called Zoom Karaoke, but do a little list of songs that you really like and that you know when you're in the car or the shower or something, you sing to yourself anyway, and look up on YouTube the karaoke version of that and just test it out, try it out, and see how you do, and practice it a couple times before you go on. Because once you're doing it live, like you get nervous and everything else. So you want to make sure you got a good version of it, you're comfortable with it, and you can do okay with it. And then Bob's your uncle.
I would go one step further and say get a separate microphone that you can use the different screens for help your voice with, because that makes the microphone is a big winner or loser when it comes to speaking or singing. A regular like microphone I'm going through is through my computer, but if I had a plug-in microphone, I could change the octave, I could change the bass, I could do things like that, and you could throw a screen up in front to soften your voice up and stuff, and you can do things at that present time, bingo, that'll make you sound a little bit better, and that always helps.
I focus tested my karaoke with the neighborhood dogs, and they were howling, whatever that means.
That means you're the second greatest singer compared to me.
This is the microphone that I usually use. You should be able to tell it should sound really like I'm right there now.
Separate microphone makes a big difference, and you could put what's called a dead cat, oddly enough, on top of it. So like a fur thing.
Oh yeah,
it'll help with like outside noises or stuff. And there's things you can do when you have a separate microphone attached that'll make you sound that much different and better.
It keeps the spit sounding like a bomb hit the mic.
That too, there's also little screens they put up in front of it to help with a certain reverb. If your voice isn't deep enough, it can help deepen your voice or do the opposite or whatever.
Yeah, it reduces the spit type sounds.
I knew it did something.
But I don't have any special effects going through that. Like that microphone that I just showed you there is a Yeti Blue, and I actually bought it at a pawn shop for $80.
I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this tomorrow. Right over here in the sound room that I just made, he's having a New Year's party. I've never seen the type speakers he's using. They're about 3.5 foot by 3.5 foot, and they're about that thick, and they're curved. And he's got he's a DJ. He's also, not only is he in a rock, a new age kind of sounding rock band type thing, he's also a professional DJ, and he's got his whole shit set up there. And I'll take a picture of it tomorrow and I'll do a little video. I'll show you a video of it tomorrow. That shit, you want sound. He's the one that's going to help me make the Platinum commercial. And his wife is a professional producer, director. So it should be a pretty decent commercial. But I have access to professional shit if I want to. I could go in there now and tell him I wanted to record a song, and he would be back there with all the fucking sound shit, making my voice sound like heaven. Because you can do that if you have a fucking microphone. And that other shit. He's got all that shit.
I don't have any special sound effects going through that.
The setup he has is thousands of dollars to do. It's not cheap. So it's not an everyday thing that people have. It's a specialty thing for all these singers that win the Grammys. They probably have it.
Yeah. So art collectors, I've already planted the seed that I think there's at least a 20% probability if we approach this right, guys. Neil might actually sing a karaoke song sometime in the next 12 months.
I think there's about a 0.2% chance. Man, I've been
you're saying there's a chance.
I'd have to do I'd have to do a Johnny Cash song.
Sounds good to me, man.
So what I heard Neil say is a 1 in a million chance.
Yeah, and it'll be the 999,000th day, so we have that's what quoted.
Yeah,
no
James,
pressure.
You quoted a line from Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying I have a chance.
Just don't stick your tongue on the frozen fucking pipe.
I love that movie. My wife hates it. My wife absolutely hates it.
You ever did that shit and you couldn't get your tongue off? You're like, motherfucker, if I only had a glass of water right now.
They had to take the chair off the lift because he was frozen to it.
That's hilarious.
The other one that gets me like that too is planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah, that is a funny one. That's kind of stupid funny, but I liked it. I got to be in a special mood to watch that one again.
Is that the one that came out in the late 70s?
That's the fat guy and
Chevy Chase and John Candy.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Sorry, Steve Martin, not Chevy Chase. It was Steve Martin. My apologies.
Okay.
Chevy
yeah, Martin almost always plays a goofball.
And John Candy. Yeah.
87. Okay. No, that's not the one I was thinking of. I don't know that I've seen that movie.
Oh, that's
actually that's a must see.
Is it? It's a worthwhile view.
Oh yeah.
I get it.
Big Mama Cass. Oh my God. What band was she in? The Monkees? Big Mama Cass?
No, the Mamas and the Papas.
The Mamas and the Papas. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Michelle
Sorry
Phillips,
for just interrupting your conversation.
John Phillips and Stookie. No, not Stookie. That's Peter, Paul, and Mary. I can't remember the fourth guy. Denny something.
DeVito?
No, not Danny DeVito. It was Denny something, I think.
Sorry, I'm still on movies.
Oh, Okay.
My mistake.
I love these radios.
Denny Doherty.
We got fireworks going off here.
Oh my God, is that all you've got going? I checked outside a couple minutes ago. My dog's fucking awake like hell. I gave her. Let me see these pills. This shit I gave her.
JM, you look like you're in a shed.
How can you tell?
Well, it looks like a shed, and you've got a cap on.
Yes, indeed. It's semi-insulated, actually.
Okay, you got the roof insulated. All right. Do you have any heat going on in there?
Oh yeah.
Kerosene, or what are you using?
Oh, JM, check this shit out,
That's
bitch.
your heat source, huh? What are you using as your fuel?
It's 2 tea lights.
Hey, JM.
That's 2 tea lights, but the top part there, I've got 2 clay pots in there, and
Oh, I only have one.
okay, yeah, like that's hot. That's probably 130, 140 on the
So you double up your ceramic pots over the lid.
yeah. The inside one will be like probably 200 degrees.
See, that's why I only have one, because it radiates out enough.
Yeah.
But there's just shit. I gave my dog 2 of these tonight.
I used to leave the hole in the top open, and you just have one, and then you get heat coming through the top. But I found if you close that top, you'll see the bolts I've got in there.
Yeah, but then how do you get air? Oh, okay. You see, yours is a different setup. That's why I've got a round top, and I had a problem with air ventilation when I.
Well, the air is going through the sides.
Yeah, see, you have a side. See, mine's
either side.
Mine's like this right here. It's a round top.
Yeah.
See, mine's a round top. I don't have any other side. So when I stick this on top, it suffocates the whole thing without that hole. To where yours is a square bottom and you're sticking a round top on it. The air is coming in through the sides. I don't have that option in my setup. I like your setup better.
But that
You can actually trap the heat your way and it works more efficiently. Mine just kind of slows the heat down and radiates through the first part of the ceramic, and then the heat goes away. Where
that
yours,
thing only actually increases the temperature in here by about 2 degrees. So I do have other heaters as well in here, but it's nice. And when it gets really cold, it's a great hand warmer. You just put your hands on there. Like if I'm out shoveling and stuff, and it's like way below freezing, my hands get cold. I can come in here. It's just a little
What's
bit of
that?
freezing, but put your hands on there, and
what's that?
what's what?
Shoveling shit? What?
Yeah,
What's that? No,
come up north.
no. That's sinful words talk around me, bro. I'm a southern boy. Fuck that shit.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I got to grab a refill.
The only white shit I do, I went up my nose and I quit doing it a long time ago. I don't fuck around with that snow. It's too cold.
Jeffro, actually, Denny Lang was he was the rhythm guitarist, one of the collaborators, but he was a backup singer to Paul McCartney at Wings. Forgot about Wings. Yeah, the Beatles.
Hey,
The Beatles kind of eclipsed them, but McCartney cranked out some good songs at Wings.
Did McCartney marry a girl that was in? No, she wasn't in Wings. He had been part of Wings, and she joined Wings.
Yeah, well, I guess he made her the
he brought her in because he was
but she wasn't a very good keyboardist. He just did it, I guess.
That's what my neighbor does in his I say rock band. It's not rock and roll at all. It's a new fucking band, new version song. I don't know what the fuck I don't know what their genre is, but he's the keyboardist and singer. And that's what he's got set up right now is his keyboard setup and his DJ setup where he can do that shit with the fucking whatever.
I don't see how people sing and play an instrument at the same time. I used to play a little bit of guitar and I tried to sing at the same time. No way, couldn't do it.
it takes a level of commitment in what you're doing. That's all. And
Yeah.
I know for a fact I don't have that level of commitment in guitar. I like seeing others.
I had to think too much about what I was picking to be able to sing at the same time.
Yes, John Bathy. JM Unleashed is in Canada.
You didn't say that correctly, Neil.
Hmm?
I said JM Unleashed is in Canada, eh?
Mm. Yeah, he's way to help. No, Constitutional's not here.
Constitutional was in the car, Art.
Yeah, he's out.
He
He's
sounded like
another guy.
he was working. He was doing his deliveries.
Yeah, he was on the job site. I thank him a lot for even taking the time to stop by in between or when he can while he's out and not get in trouble for it. It was actually awful good. I mean, that's a compliment that he showed up at all. What I can't stand is my boss not showing up. That one irks me a little bit.
Oh,
Oh, the ninja.
you mean Ninja?
Yeah, he came in 2 weeks ago into the chat and said he was going to show up next week. Never did.
Yeah, he wasn't. He kind of was hit and run when he came in 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's had a lot of issues in his life. It's no big deal.
Now, he's got a lot going on. He's got his
Oh, he's
regular channel, a real estate channel.
Oh no, that's nothing. That's nothing for what he's got going on, brother. Trust me. He's got fucking so much shit going on. His whole family does actually. His son's got actually going on. He's kind of also semi-mentored, make sure he doesn't go in the wrong direction.
Now, is he still a firefighter?
Yeah. For right now, he is. He said he's going to be giving up before he gets his retirement, which is, whatever. Everyone does their own thing. I know in my union, and I know he's unionized, and in my union, you can retire early. You can get what's called early retirement, but you only get half of your retirement instead of full thing. I know he's got to have that available to him in his union as well. You just won't get your full retirement, and it is a big difference. Early retirement is only 50% of the actual retirement, but I'm gonna be taking that because, quite frankly, that's like after taxes and all the other bullshit they pull out. It's still like $800 to $900 a month I'll get, and if I'm living in Alabama, that's good money.
You'll live like a king in Southern Alabama, Neil.
Yes, I know. I get the Lightning channel going, or this channel somehow monetizes eventually, or there's other shit I got going on my patent, something else to cut through. I'll have more than enough money.
Have you thought about Northern Alabama? The Huntsville
Yes,
area is really
that's
nice.
where I want to go, man. That's where I really want to go, but I'm gonna have to work down in Southern Alabama with the Lightning Strike channel thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
In Northern Alabama, actually, between a little bit east of but basically between Huntsville and Chattanooga, around that area.
Oh yeah, I went to Huntsville for the first time. It was probably almost 20 years ago, but only been there once, and I was blown away by how pretty it is in that area and mountainous. I didn't realize.
Oh my God,
the Appalachians went down there.
Dude, I saw it was 96 acres. It even had a small waterfall on it, along with lots of big rock. I'm like, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I want to see on the Land of the Hat.
Yeah, it's pretty country, and they've got all the they've got a lot of the space industry down there. NASA.
Yeah, Huntsville, Alabama was going to be the home of the Space Force till they moved it to Los Angeles. They've got a lot of military shit going on down in around the Huntsville area, and that's good because I have VA, so means I'll have some real good. I'll increase my medical coverage when I move. Go to a better VA.
Moody Blues. Jeff Rose says he likes the Moody Blues. Nights in White Satin.
Nights in White Satin. Hell yeah.
Never reaching an end. Yeah, that's kind of a haunting song.
Yeah, it is.
But you know one that's kind of haunting, but I love it, and I love the cover that Sammy Hagar did of it is Whiter Shade of Pale, Procol Harum.
Whiter Shade of Pale. Who was the originator of that? Whiter Shade of Pale. Isn't that
Procol Harum.
Yeah. That's it. Like, yeah, I totally forgot he did that one. Did a remake of that one.
Yeah, and then, well, it wasn't just Sammy Hagar. It was Hagar, Sean Aronson Shreve, or HSAF, and 84 did a cover of it, and it's all, it's not, didn't have the organs. It used the guitars instead of the organs, and it rocks.
Oh, that's it. Hold on, JM. I'm gonna turn on my heater. My fucking room is fucking dropped 10 degrees, bro.
Isn't that nice? Like you can just lay
Nice.
out there, catch
Look
a
at-
tan in
look
the
at that.
moon.
Look at JM's picture. That looks live, JM.
It is.
It is.
You're in the Great White North, eh?
Yes, sir.
Boy, howdy.
Near Toronto. This is actually the most snow we got all season.
Trono, right? Toronto.
Toronto.
Toronto. There's no T in Toronto.
Right. I hear you. Oh, you might see some little dogs come out.
Oh, sweet.
Williams taking us back to the 70s. Don't squeeze the Charmin. Remember that? The toilet paper commercial, don't squeeze.
Yeah. It used to be a cool commercial until we got fucking all kinds of forgetting what sex belongs with what sex. Shall I say it politely? Yeah, they had to get rid of that commercial because of the pedophilias. Believe it or not, that's the story behind it. They don't have that commercial. They don't have any commercials actually about bottoms and toilet paper now, except for the cartoony bear because of pedophilias.
Hey, William. I don't think I'm familiar with David Cronenberg movies.
What is snow? Yeah, John, you're in South Carolina, right?
That's what I'm talking about. What is snow? Exactly.
In South Carolina, when it snows, people think it's the second coming.
It's the end of the world, brother.
Yep. It's trials and tribulations.
This is the
John.
end. This is the end, my friend. Who sung that? What's that? This is the end.
Jeffrey was Baldwin County, Alabama, outside of
Check.
gosh, what's the town? I'm drawing a blank on my Alabama. The big town.
Well, all I know about one thing for sure, and then the reason why I went northern Alabama for land is because I just saw a video about maybe 5 to 7 days ago. It's about a 15-minute video of a guy who bought land in Alabama and was digging for his foundation and shit, and decided to screet the backfill that was pulling out of the ground to make room for the concrete. Right? Found gold. He found gold while digging the foundation of his fucking house. He found gold in the soil, small amounts, but enough to keep him excited. And he dug a bigger hole somewhere else in a better location. Came up with better ounces in northern Alabama.
Hey, William. So I looked up David Cronenberg, and I guess one of his movies was The Fly. That's the only one that came up right off the bat that I recognized, and I did see that. I didn't particularly like it, but it was part of our school curriculum to watch that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm not really familiar with them.
Of course, I really can't say anything about school curriculums. I didn't really stay in school even when I was at school. Yeah, your voice is breaking up a little bit, JM.
It's what?
It's breaking up a little bit.
That's not good.
You're breaking up. We can rebuild them. We have the technology.
Well, yeah, the only thing is inflation. $6 million man, we're only going to get you like one toe nowadays. Sorry, bro. Took you a while, huh?
A bionic toe. But as long as you still get the sound that you got in that, it's worth it. You can do it with a bionic toe. Do we like? Hey, Art. Do we like the song Hotel California? Let me answer that with another question. Does a bear shit in the woods?
I've seen videos of bears shitting inside houses. What you talking about?
JM, I see a pooch. Pooch
Yep.
out
That's a brave dog.
fertilizing the snow.
Little Pomeranian. Is my audio still whacked?
No, it's better now.
You sound okay right this second.
Okay.
He looks like he's in squat position.
Yeah. She's about 14 years old.
She's making yellow snow.
Don't eat it.
Art, the funny thing is, Hotel California is a great song, but I like a song off of that album that's it's a sleeper. It's called "Try and Love Again." Randy Meisner. It's Randy Meisner's song.
How's it going, Jay?
Hey, Jay. Oh, the Fly movie. Yeah, that was Gina Davis and
It's so cheesy a movie in black and white now too, huh?
yeah, Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum. How about the movie? Talking about movies, how about the movie The Big Chill?
I never saw it.
It's pretty. It had a lot of good music, classic. It had The Whiter Shade of Pale. Had a lot of classic '60s and early '70s music. I think it came out in like 80, 83, 84, early to mid '80s. It had Glenn Close. It had Kevin Kline, William Hurt. Yeah, it was a good movie. Kind of an early baby boomer kind of movie. So I guess if you're an early boomer, you would relate to it a little bit more.
Sorry, getting the tea going. Yeah, if you guys go on like Google Earth and look at Scotland, and look at the most northern land-based area of Scotland, zoom in, you see a town called Thurso. You go 7 miles north of that. That's where I lived. Fuck, they're cold.
Thing that's wild here is like in the winter it gets cold. Spring and fall are perfect seasons for me, and then the summer it gets too hot. Like once it's over 90 degrees, I start melting.
The 2 weeks of summer you get, JM?
Usually July, August, September. But what I've been noticing recently is even when it's only like 80, 90 degrees, the sun is so searing. It's just incredible. So like it can be quite cool in the shade, but you go out there in the sun and it's like you're standing in a microwave.
Until 2025, it's going to get worse.
I tell you, a place I could not live. It's a beautiful place and it's great to visit. But I took my son to Quebec City, and we went I think it was mid to late April, and the ground was still covered in snow.
Oh God.
That would have been after a heavy winter. Normally by April, I would expect it to be mostly gone.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting, but it was a beautiful town. I mean, we really enjoyed it.
As a general rule of thumb, my view of things is if there's a history of any white shit hitting the ground, I'm not moving there. Doesn't matter if it hits there or not. If there's a history of it hitting there, I'm not moving there because I don't want that 1 in a million to come the first year I move in.
I hear you.
Unless that white shit comes with a little squeaking sound as you walk across it going into the water. And that's called pure white sand. And it's actually disgusting. It feels like walking on talcum powder. It sounds like walking on. It's actually really creepy. But pure white sand's nice to look at. Sounds like hell to walk on.
There's a couple beaches around here that are the sand is just so soft. You'll sink into it an inch or so when you're walking along it.
I tell you something that'll sink as well. If you get in the water, talk about major shrinkage.
Yeah.
Does Lake Ontario? Are you talking Lake Ontario?
I'm actually talking Lake Huron.
Oh wow.
Uh,
Okay.
The
Huron's a
spot
little
that
farther away.
specifically Sauble Beach. In fact, if you wanted, I can pull up a picture or a video.
Yeah. Show us.
Okay, well, give me a minute. I will. Give me a minute.
There's
I
some
will.
show and tell.
Okay.
What does the what's the warmest water temperature it gets?
On Lake Huron, where I'm talking, which is Sauble Beach, maybe 70
I
Fahrenheit.
was going to say because I looked at going to Isle Royale National Park way back about 20 years ago, and the water temperature never gets up to 70 there, even in the summer.
Yeah, like you said, what does it get up to? So I'm saying that would be a high.
Yeah.
Like in the spring and the fall, it's probably around 55.
Okay. I went to Maine once for a trip, did some sea kayaking, and their high temperature was 57. I jumped in. It felt like I was a pin cushion. It just felt like a million little needles went into me.
Yeah, but you know, there's health benefits. Like some people do a lot of what do they call it? Ice bathing,
Yep.
ice baths. This is not medical advice, but you know that's what I've heard.
No, I'm a big believer in that. The hot cold thing. I think there's a lot of merit to that. I do like taking. I thought about getting a big like a trough, and in the winter the nights down here are typically low 30s, and so I could get in, and that would be icy enough. But I decided not to do it this winter. But I do like cold showers. If I work hard, and I'm kind of if I'm inflamed, a cold shower is the greatest way, and it makes you. Instead of like if you're hurting, if I'm well, I'll personalize it instead of giving advice. If I'm hurting and achy or have a bad headache, a cold shower will take it away.
Yeah. Here I got a screen for you, Neil. If you don't
Go
mind.
for it.
It's you got to pull it up. But I actually almost retired here in this spot. It's a little bit of a video, if you don't mind. Just let me know if you want me to stop it. It's like 7 minutes, but this is about a 2-hour drive away from where I live, and it's got those beautiful beaches I was talking about. So let's play it here. Sauble Beach, Ontario, Canada. I came this close to retiring here.
Is it a popular tourist destination in the summer, Jan?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it looks
July,
like it.
August, it gets loaded with people. But the
Oh,
rest of
gotta
the
get
year,
you.
it empties.
All right. I know where I can get my hot dogs if I ever go up there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, they got
definitely
a
a
cooler.
tourist
They
destination.
were having a good time. Cobble. Okay. Oh, that was pretty cool.
So this is my stomping ground. I've never shared this with anyone on YouTube. So this is my stomping ground.
Looks like a nice place. Yeah, and the beaches aren't too crowded. You're not going to have undertow.
Makes you a strong swimmer.
You know what?
The
It
undertow
does.
does?
It gets heavy duty undertow. People die there every year.
Really?
These images are very calm. This is Lake Huron. It can definitely get stormy here too. Make no mistake.
Oh, if it gets stormy, sure. But I mean, on a normal day, I wouldn't imagine you would have much in the way of waves.
No. Oh no, it's beautiful. Like for water skiing on days like that.
Oh, wow.
It's like a European beach.
What? There was some topless action? Is that what I'm hearing?
No,
Why
it's got
not?
that vibe.
There actually is. The indigenous are trying to take over the whole area right now. And on their side, it's pretty much anything goes. You'll see these people there all the time.
Okay.
And you can drive. This area they're showing right now with the cars on the beach is sort of at the border between indigenous and non-indigenous.
What do you call your indigenous? First Nations?
Yeah, there's tons of different tribes. In this area, there are First Nations. Yeah, for sure.
You know what I call them? Land grabbers. Each and every fucking one of them stole that property from the fucking Neanderthal, and then they killed him off. And no one's going to complain.
your sense of
I'm
humor,
bitching on behalf of the Neanderthal against the American Indian for
Well,
killing him off.
it's a story of conquest. It's happened since the beginning of time.
Yeah, I know. I'm making an ironic
Yeah.
humorous, satire about it.
Now the water's clear. Nice.
And there used to be tons of really good fishing in there too, and a lot of it's fished out. You got to go much further north now. For
And that
fish.
sucks, dude. I hate when fucking society allows that happen. I used to be an abalone diver until it became illegal.
Oh, wow. So abalone's illegal in California?
Yep.
Well, where there's abalone, there's usually great white sharks.
Yep.
They,
When a diver loses his head.
The divers in Australia developed a special cage, little kind of framework that they could go down and dive with to harvest the abalone in case they got a surprise attack from the great white.
Yeah, they bell tank dive as well. Because anytime a shark wants to take off your head on a bell tank, the shark's gonna lose.
Yeah. That amazes me how many people in California surf, go out and surf at places like Stinson Beach. You know, I'm thinking you're just chumming the waters, folks.
What everyone here needs to check out is the Malibu Artist. Matter of fact, let me see if I can't get him. No, that ain't gonna work. Damn it.
Yeah, it's funny. John was talking about bloodline going back to Neanderthal. There for a long while, they were saying the Neanderthals went extinct, and then they looked a little closer and they found that actually the Neanderthals and Homo sapiens actually intermix somewhat.
Yeah, that's an explanation for the missing link. It's a nice attempt. It's a bunch of bullshit, but it's a nice attempt. Scholars are eventually going to have to admit that we're not native to this planet, and then things will fit together perfectly. That link I just put down is of the Malibu artist and a surfer surfing right beside a great white shark. Didn't even know it was there. The Malibu artist does a lot of fucking great white work along the California, Oregon, Washington coastline and Mexico. He's got beautiful fucking footage.
Do you want me to share it?
Sure.
Okay. I think that's really nice. I think what I should do is keep the volume turned down a little bit on them, so when we're talking, it doesn't overpower.
Yeah, just show the video more or less. That's all this is good for. The commentary or whatever he's saying is worthless. The video is where it's at. The visual.
Okay, I got it there for you.
Damn it, man! I have to do all this work.
Hey, man, you're doing the heavy lifting, but we're here supporting. We're here. We're all paddling together.
I'm playing with you, Jam.
I know.
Yeah, this guy here does a lot of work for great whites along the West Coast.
I actually used to have great white shark on my screensaver. If you guys remember that, 20 years ago, it was one of the default screensavers.
Yeah,
Microsoft Windows.
I do remember that actually.
That's the one I had for probably 2 years.
Hey, John Beatty, don't feel bad. Most of my kin are dead. The only thing I have is a brother that we don't care for each other, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't.
Look at
I don't
swimmer. Look at
I
those
don't have
guys.
a whole lot of relatives that are still alive. Ooh, there's
Yeah,
shark.
one day it happens to all of us, man. Unless you're staying a tight knit family your
That
whole
looks
life.
like a white. That's a big one.
Yeah, is that someone on the back of that boat?
Somebody's sitting off the back. He sees it. Fortunately, they're like, "Get your butt out of the water."
What the fuck was he doing fucking sitting on the back of a damn boat for? And the shark was coming to check him out too. Yeah, right now Malibu Artist is telling the guy, hey, there's a shark there, because he takes his drone and flies over the shark and goes up and down to try and notify people, because he stands on the shore and takes his drone and flies it up and down the shoreline. And when he finds them, like shots like we're seeing now, people in the water, and he's somewhere on the shoreline trying to tell people it's out there.
I heard that the orca.
This one will have
The
no
orca.
orca in it. This will have zero orca in it.
Orca's the top predator.
Look at that. Paddleboarders don't even know. And if they hadn't been told, they'd have never known. If that guy had been told, he'd never known it was. Well, he might have that breached.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to see, in murky water. It's hard to see unless their dorsal fin breaks the water.
Yeah. Unless you have some sort of a breach of their dorsal fin. Yeah, exactly.
I think it would be good to have a lasso with you, because if you can lasso them, they can like
get a free
cruise
ride
you around the.
Yeah, that's one thing he might think they would do. Now, see, that's bad behavior right there. Shark coming up behind the guy. He's checking him out.
Yeah.
Is you don't really have to worry about them until they come up from behind you, because that's when they'll fucking attack. They're
Yeah.
that type of predator.
come up from under or behind. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what they'll do.
I was paddling on the Everglades where it borders with the Gulf once, and I thought a shark was tracking me. Fortunately, it was a
See
dolphin.
that? The guy didn't even know it. Both his feet were there. The shark was like 3 foot from his feet.
Scooby snacks.
Yeah.
See, and I would be even telling ladies to be that much more careful too. Like especially.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Blood in the water during a certain
Yeah.
time of the month.
Yep. And even if it's very, very light and just even a little bit, it doesn't take very much.
Parts per
So,
million they can smell. I mean, it's the same. Actually, it's the same concept with being out in the wilderness and bears. They
yep,
can they can sense that they can smell that too.
that's right. Their noses are just
Incredibly.
beyond
Yeah.
most people's comprehension.
But it's kind of interesting. I've thought about this. Humans, other than our brains, are really pretty, in terms of the animal kingdom. We don't have any opposing thumbs. We don't have great strength for our size. We don't have great vision. We don't have great hearing. Not great smell. But the brain and the opposing thumbs, and the ability to make tools, made us the top predator.
uh, I have some additives and preservatives put on that.
Tell us what you really think. I'm sick and tired of you holding back. We come to
Okay.
your live stream, you don't even tell us what you really
I
think.
know he keeps his cards so close to his
Come
vest.
on,
I'm getting
man.
sick of it.
Well, you can't discount other perspectives throughout history. At different times and points in history, different cultures and perspectives and belief systems have ruled the so-called world. And during the time of the Buddhist and Hindus rules, we they say there was like 30 senses. We only recognize 7 right now. So the possibility that they're right can't be discounted. The possibility that we could have been dumbed down to only perceiving 7 of them can't be discounted. So to
One of the
say
ones,
we only have 7 is somewhat of a misnomenclature, kind of, sort of, depending on what system you're using for reference, I guess.
one that I definitely like to point out, and sorry to interrupt you too much, but I think it's
Uh,
very relevant, is how almost all footwear today has rubber between the ground and your foot.
and that's actually, I don't think that's a bad thing, actually, for because of course me being unique like I am, I've been studying a lot about lightning, and lightning actually is a two-phase thing. There's a positive and negative. The negative
But during
comes
a
from
lightning storm, yeah.
the negative comes from the ground up. So a human can be a lightning rod.
Yep.
So if you
Yeah.
have a disruptor of rubber, the negative energy doesn't come through the ground through you and make you a lightning rod.
But I think where JM's going with this, JM, are you thinking about grounding and getting, you know,
You're talking about the
Energy
yeah,
from
energy.
the
Okay, I understand. The reason why I fell off in that one is because for the past year or so, 2 years, I've been studying a lot about lightning. So I head to that first off.
yeah, there's a thought process that it's really good to
Oh
ground.
no, grounding to this. That's more of a spiritual. That's more of an 8th sense. Kind of it validates my point of there being more than 7 senses.
That's
Yeah.
right. I was trying to add to what you were saying that's one. Like we were showing video of the beach before, and I remember being at that very beach, Sauble Beach, and standing right where the water just laps up at your feet, and standing in the sand, watching the sun set. So you've got air, earth, wind, and fire all at the same time, and the energy was just incredible. And it felt, for lack of a better term, it felt like you got a download. of positive energy. And I think a lot of the footwear, that we have, shoes, boots, everything, it's got that rubber insulator that cuts off that energy. And when you can get your bare feet into the sand like that, obviously not during a lightning storm, but that's definitely one of the senses and one of the energies that a lot of people are missing, especially if they're living in a concrete jungle.
Yeah, definitely. Well, as a kid, I used to always love when May hit because we were allowed to go out and go barefoot for the next 5 months.
Right.
I mean, I loved going barefoot. Never got hurt. Surprisingly enough, I wouldn't do it these days with all the, when they build a house, they leave all sorts of nails and I mean, but I never had a puncture. The worst that ever happened is when in the neighborhood they were building a new road and they just put a fresh coat of asphalt on the road. Me and my neighbor crossed the road barefooted. Oh boy, we were we got to the other side of the road and we were crying. Our feet were burnt.
Yep. And at that very beach too, I remember going from a cottage on there was gravel roads back from the beach, and you walk along there, and your feet actually will adapt to it over the course of several weeks, and you can get to the point where you can run on gravel roads no problem. But anyone that's not used to walking on gravel, man, your feet are in for a real treat.
Oh yeah,
Heat too. Like, man, again, it can be 70 degrees outside, and if the sun is out and you're walking on asphalt in your bare feet, it can feel like it's 120.
oh for sure, for
Well, at
sure.
that time, you should
Well,
think about your animals, just as a side note, because if
That's
your
right.
feet can't handle it, their feet can't handle it. So don't be walking dogs and shit
on
if
the
the
asphalt.
concrete's too hot.
I mean,
That's right.
even beaches. You get a beach and it's 90 degrees. That sand will burn the tar out of your feet if you're just on if it's not wet.
Okay, I got two conflicting things about shoes and not shoes. Shoes, I think, are good because they do protect your feet, and in the Bible it says to take care of your feet. And back in the days when all they had was sandals and nothing more than that, the thing to do when you come to a person's house to show respect would be to wash their feet.
Was that the
So,
Bible of Dr. Scholl's?
huh?
I said, was that Dr. Scholl's Bible?
No, it's Old
I'm just,
Testament.
I'm
Old
just,
Testament.
I'm just joking, to be honest.
Oh, okay. So, just to take care of your feet and not get that grounding experience 24/7 by not having shoes is a good thing. But in the same aspect, you kind of sort of do, and I agree with you, Jam, you do have to ground to the earth, but you got to take care of your feet. So what I do is I'll take my shoes off and walk around in my yard because I know what's there. And I know, I got a concrete walkway and I also have grass and I also have sand. So I can adjust to whatever the scenario, but I don't go out and about because another concern of modern day is motherfuckers not caring and littering and broken glass and razors and needles and all kinds of shit that you could run into.
That's a good point.
That's another thing. I know they closed beaches in Southern California when there was one discharge where it was a heavy storm. Matter of fact, they're probably having that problem now down in the LA area. Someone here was from LA. You can validate that because it's probably more on the local news and national news. The ocean cleanup is now got something on the LA River, so it might not be as bad now. But needles used to be a big thing after large storms, and what's known as the LA River, it's actually now a concreted canal that hardly ever gets filled because they barely ever get rain. But when they do get rain, everything flushes through there, and needles and all kinds of nasty shit come on, and they will quarantine beaches till they clean that shit up and won't let people out there on the beaches because of needles, glass and other shit, So
Sucks.
you got to consider a lot of different modern day issues with the grounding, but yet same aspect, it's important. I feel personally it's important to actually get your bare feet onto the ground. So everyone should have a spot that's a safe spot, needle free and all this other shit
By
free.
your fire pit. By your fire pit's perfect because you got your fire, earth, wind.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's nothing like a fire pit, and you've got that infrared light, which your mind and your body just loves.
Yep. Oh
John,
yeah.
we've got fire ants where I am, but as a kid, I only got bitten by one, and it wasn't my feet. One crawled up my leg and bit me. I was in a car. He crawled up my leg and bit me. Now he lit me up, but never got bitten on the feet with a fire ant.
I was being facetious, Jay. Jay says waves unusually large at this time in California. And I always like making fun of the English language, so that could be taken as someone waves unusually large at this time in California. You see how you got meanings. But yeah, he is correct. We're having 40-foot storm surge waves, unusually, very, very unusually high. What do they call them?
El Nino?
No, it's a certain type of wave that comes in and it's like 10 times higher than a normal wave.
Well, they're known to come in. I know because I watched the surfing off of Half Moon Bay at a place called Mavericks.
Yeah, no, I know the guy who runs Mavericks, the surfer. I've spoken. I actually have a cool story. If you're in the bay, Mavericks Bay, during the storms that you're talking about, you can walk along the coast. It's a cliffside, and it's like half moon shape. And as soon as you got to the tip of that cliffside and just look. It's like 30 foot of cliff and it's got like a plateau and the water's semi-calm on this side. And then you just look and you see 30 or 40 foot fucking waves coming your direction. Dude, I almost crapped my pants when I saw that because it was like I wasn't expecting that. And I really have a lot of respect for water. And a 40-foot wave, you had better fucking respect because it will pull you out. It will pull you out and it'll smash you up and it'll toss you around like you're a puppy dog. So it freaked me out when I saw that. So I know what you're talking about Mavericks.
Yeah, I've sea kayaked there, but I did it in the summer when it was fairly calm in the Pacific. I wouldn't dare do it in the winter when those when the surfers are out there.
I've where was that? It's south of there, Monterey. That's where I've kayaked, Monterey.
Yeah, Monterey Bay is great for kayaking.
Yeah, and they actually have an undertow because me and my boss at the time, we rented some kayaks and went out there and we went out a little bit too far. And a kayak doesn't sit in water that deep, depending on how heavy you are, it varies. For the rentable kayaks, they sit on top. You're not really sitting inside it like usual kayaks. You sit on top. And we got hit by it. We almost got swept out into the ocean. If we weren't we're both deckers, so we had great upper body strength and endurance because we work 8 hours with our upper body strength. And we were paddling like motherfuckers, just trying to go like 3 degrees this way as we kept getting pushed backwards. And we started on one side of the fucking bay and got out of that riptide just as we were fixing to be pushed out of the other side of the bay. We were able to catch it, and we got to the first restaurant that had some pilings in the water. We got up over there, got on dry land, and sat there for about a half hour, fucking relaxing, recovering from that fucking paddle. It was a bitch, man. But I wasn't as strong as I would. The Coast Guard would have had to come get me because I'd have been out in the middle of the fucking ocean. Those riptides are serious stuff, man. You gotta be strong to keep up with them. That was my only scary kayak adventure. Yeah, I don't fuck around with kayaks out in the ocean. Man, I'm sorry. Jaws, whatever, that movie from the 70s. I don't want to go out in the ocean anything less than 50 foot long.
Oh, that freaked us all out. That movie freaked us all out for years.
Dude, I won't go out there on a surfboard. I won't. And I used to be an ab diver. And actually in the area in Northern Colorado, Salt Point, around that area, it's about 20 miles away from Salt Point, is where I ab dove. A dude got beheaded by a shark doing its inspection bite to see if it's worthy of eating. Actually took the fucker's head off and it decided not to eat him. So it was kind of, fucked up, but exploratory bite. That's what it was. It was exploratory bite, and it took his head off. And he was ab diving. He was going down. That's when my ass, I was like, fuck that shit, man. You got to go down 30 foot and you're doing, the going down like that. That takes a couple of seconds. Of course, you get your head taken off by a shark. So I grabbed about a 5 or 10 pound rock and I sat on the edge of the fucking Zodiac. And whenever it said, all right, it's just, drop the anchor, we'll go here, I'd take that rock and I'd just go roll over backwards and I was straight to the fucking bottom like a rock. And I'd turn around and I'd just float about 2 foot above maybe a foot and a half above the bottom. And I just let the waves take me. I wouldn't do anything else because that way there's no sharks would be drawn to the movement. And I'd only kick my fin while I was going with the surf or the wave action about, 30, 35 foot. And you basically sneak up on the abs, man. I was getting 4 ab in one breath because the abalone don't respond unless their senses are pressure, water pressure, and unusual water movements of pressure. And that's what they react to. And that's why these guys have these thick ass fucking abalone knives. They're like, a little over a 1/4 inch thick because that big ass muscle sucks down to the fucking rock. But if you just like float up to it naturally with my bare hands, man, I'd take and my hand would go right over it just for natural and it wouldn't be sucked down. And I'd just like grab it and then stick it onto my chest, my wetsuit. And then it would freak out and it would suck down on the wetsuit. I'm like, cool. Because I wouldn't have to grab my bag and make all these extra movements that let everything know I was there. It was just a real quick boom. And then I'd put my hand back down and I'd just float. I'd come over another one, boom, get it. And I'd come up in one breath with 4. The guys hated. I was the new fucking ab diver. And within 3 times of us going out, they called me King Ab Diver because I'd like one breath go down and come up with 4 abs, wait in the boat for a half hour for everyone else to get their limit of 4. Because they would go down and fight the fucker and try. They would think like humans. I thought like that, Bonnie. So I guess I won. Let me check, see if my dogs are sleeping. I hope they are.
I'm back now, guys.
The one, my Ridgeback's asleep. She's the one she's the one who freaks out over noises. She's sitting there clashed. But yeah, I used to love ab diving. It was fun. There was one day we went ab diving. I didn't get one ab because we didn't go ab diving. It was so clear. We had there's 3 or 4 days in Northern California where the surf, the way it works and the rivers coming out and everything, there'll be no sediment and you'll have clear water for 30 to 40 foot. And on those days, I didn't bother with ab diving, man. I'd hold my breath. I'd go down there and just look at oh God, it's so beautiful. I'd spend the whole day just fucking looking at everything underwater, man. I didn't care about abalone. It was too beautiful to care about abalone. But every other time you couldn't see more than 2 to 3 foot, so you couldn't.
I just had a brilliant idea. So on JM's karaoke, you need to sing the theme song to the play Cats. It's late at night and my kitties are sleeping.
I know that one, buddy. I've actually sang that karaoke before.
David Letterman used to always love saying that line on his show when he had his late night comedy.
Yep.
So you sung it, JM, huh?
Yep.
That's not an easy one to sing.
You know what? I'll do it for you right now live if you want.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Well, not right now. You got to give me a minute.
Nope, I want it right now. That's it.
Come
Damn
on. You're teasing us.
it. Damn it. I have.
Put up or shut up.
I heard that. Here.
Is that the one, Memory? Memories. All alone with my memory. Is that the one?
Yeah, I mean that's the melody, yeah.
Okay.
It's late at night and the kitties are sleeping. That kind of late at night,
Yep.
and the kitties are sleeping.
I'll do that for you guys. Right now I'm queuing it up, and it's playing an ad, which I've got muted.
You want me to put something up? No, okay.
Nope, you're good. Although I could share the screen, but I think it's better if I don't.
No biggie.
This is by request. Let's see if this sounds right. Let me know, buddy. Does this sound right off the bat? Does that sound right?
No, can't hear it.
Okay, it is. It is right though. So what I got to do, I'm assuming you guys do actually want me to go through with this, is I got to switch my audio settings.
If it's too much problem, Jay, I do not want to cause you any issues. But if you're willing to, continue.
I think it's a good one.
It's all about your willingness to do it. I do not care either way.
Okay. Let's do it. I'm going to switch my audio settings here. Just give me a minute.
It's all you're the one doing the work, so yeah. That's the way I see that one. You're gonna do the work. Fuck, right on, bro. I don't want to make you do the work.
Okay, so I've now switched my audio settings to stereo, which means it's probably echoing.
No, actually, it's not.
No? Let's double check. I bet you it is, but even if you don't hear it echoing,
Yeah, I don't hear it.
if both you guys hit mute, it should come through okay. And this is by request. Andrew Lloyd Webber, Cats. Happy New Year, guys. Midnight, not a sound from the pavement. Has the moon lost her memory? She is smiling alone in the lamplight. The withered leaves collected my feet, and the wind begins to moan. Memory, all alone in the moonlight, I can smile at the old days. I was beautiful then. I remember the time I knew what happiness was. Let the memory live again. Every street lamp seems to beat a fatalistic warning. Someone mutters, and the street lamp gutters, and soon it will be morning. Daylight, I must wait for the sunrise. I must think of a new life, and I mustn't give in. When the dawn comes tonight, will be a memory too, and a new year will begin. Yeah, you guys have to mute if it's echoing. Hit mute. It's all good though. It's for fun, and Happy New Year's, guys. burnt out ends of smoky days, the still cold smell of morning, the street lamp dies, another night is over, another day is dawning. Touch me, it's so easy to leave me all alone with my memory of 2023. If you touch me, you'll understand what happiness is. Look, a new year has begun. There you go, guys.
That was good.
All right, JM. Awesome. I like it.
Thanks, guys. That was by request, live, unfiltered, and unplanned.
I think you rocked it.
Yeah, song.
Now, by request, Freebird.
I got
I'm not that great a singer, but I try to support every way I can.
Hey,
That was cool.
hey, you showed up.
So what's up with everyone else? Any other requests for JM or Wealth of Nations? Had to throw that one out.
Yeah,
Right.
like how you're trying to like shuffle around the elephant in the room.
And he's tap dancing his premiere.
No, it ain't gonna happen. Sorry, brothers.
It's got a full year. You got 12 months, baby. No pressure.
Platinum's gonna be the big winner, Jethro. I keep telling you guys that. It's obvious. I didn't even graduate high school, and I can see it.
Jethro Bodine. That reminds me of Jethro Tull, another classic 70s band.
Nope, ain't gonna happen. But yeah, I think JM's the one who did the overlay of the gold and silver or gold and platinum 100-year charts. And then you
Welcome to
figure out what
Hotel California. Okay, there you go, Art. Such
Yeah.
a lovely place. Such a lovely face. Don Henley sings too high for me, Art. I'd have to take it down a step or three.
seriously, now I got thinking of platinum again.
Uh-huh.
Can't help myself. Sorry, guys.
And you know what? I'm actually missing a karaoke stream right now at this very moment to be here with you guys.
Well, you don't have to. If you don't have fun here, you can go elsewhere, brother. I don't want you to feel obligated by any means. You did say you weren't going to be here for long when you got here. So if you do have somewhere else to go, then feel free, bro. There's no hard feelings or any of that crap, bro.
You know what? I'm feeling pretty relaxed, pretty comfortable. I like what you've been doing, Neil. And what happens is I feel bad because I can't watch everybody's videos. And I'm trying more and more to not feel bad about that. But,
hey, from the content creator, I don't give a shit. So don't worry about it, bro.
but
The fact that it's out there when people do find it, they can go back and say, damn, I wish I would have listened to this guy. That's more than enough for me. It's just saddening to know that it's going to be after the fact for most people, but that's just how it is. And I accept that. So, it's on my channel's growing. I got like 3,200 subscribers, put up 200 subscribers in 3 days, man. I'm doing just fine.
I'm trying to focus more on being there when my friends are live.
Right on.
Because I feel I'm actually, what do you call it? Underutilized. Watching videos and commenting on videos and pressing the thumbs up.
That's why I hop on lives when they put out. Yeah, I do the same thing, man. Actually,
because in the same amount of period of time, I could have helped 2 or 3 people that were live streaming when they're actually running into glitches. It's like a mechanic, being underutilized. He's working on go-karts when, really he should be fixing shit that matters.
Yeah, like I said, man, you're welcome. I like having you here. You don't have, no one's obligated to watch my shit whatsoever. Again, I'm not getting paid, so it's no big deal. It's no sweat off my back. The reason why I don't even know why I keep doing it, other than I find it entertaining to be able to look back in about 3 or 4 years and say, damn, Neil, you were off on me by that much. And that sounds arrogant, but it just comes from seeing with clarity the whole picture of what's happening and the end game. And quite frankly, they've laid the plans out in advance, years in advance. You just and they've even told us years in advance. So all you got to do is believe the things that seem unbelievable that they've said are going to happen, because they're happening, and it's going to happen in a certain way. The timing is off a little because that's not a finite part of the plan, but as far as what they're doing, it's all scheduled. Basically. I wish I was in a better. I wish it was like I wish it was pre-COVID when I had good work. That's what I wish. I wish I saw it coming before the fucking COVID. I'd have had a hell of a lot more fucking saved up, and I'd have been a lot better right now. But I had what I had to get me through till now, so it's all good.
Do you have any mining experience, Neil? Mining?
No, none whatsoever. I've actually already spoke with Yara about 2 years ago about getting together, but again, all this crazy shit's going on. We're supposed to be going, making arrangements to go down and do some LiDAR down in Mexico.
The reason I'm asking is because I'm actually sort of at a crossroads in my career too, where I'm thinking, I got another good 10 years in me. And what I'm doing right now, walking dogs and dog sitting, isn't really a big money maker. Kind of pays the bills and stuff, but I got to really push here so I can have a decent retirement.
I hear you.
A lot of the mining companies are paying, like there's decent entry level jobs where you can make 70 to 80 grand a year with upside. You can be at 150 within 2 to 3 years.
Mining. Actually, I made a play for on Arcadia Economics. They had this older guy on. It was about a year ago, maybe a little longer. He was saying they were having a hard time getting people into the mining field.
That's right.
And he was a the guy who's got all the information, doesn't work for one company. He gets contracted. I don't recall what position he was in. Basically like a freelancer for information on mining and how to do it right. And he was real busy.
Well, that's right. Like, I think if you understand geology, which doesn't mean that you have a geology degree, it means
that's the thing about it, man. We have been convinced that only people that go to college and pay, I'm going to get attacked, that only pay for an education have the knowledge. That's not enough. That's actually improper as hell.
No, they have the narrative.
The narrative
and knowledge are not synonymous.
And actually, it's better to go in with a clean slate so you can learn the right way. Because they're going to have to undo the thinking and training that the person got in college for the reality of how it works. I've seen that. Dude, Neil Andrew Hahn, you come here to Vallejo. I'll take you to fucking Kaiser Vallejo, where I made structural changes on spot calls on the job that they had to get done right then and there. And we did it my way. And then the engineer okayed it like 3 days after it was done. You know, why did we need the engineer? I knew the specs of the iron. I knew the weight load. I knew all this shit. Why did they have to? You know, it's called job creation, growth of economy. It doesn't mean the motherfucker's smarter than you. It just means that they're getting paid to do the job because it's a manufactured job because they had to grow the economy. That's why we have a lot of college kids now, and we didn't have a lot of them 100 years ago. The economy was a lot smaller. We didn't need to grow the economy. And everyone puts the college thing and expects people to be smart coming out of college. I find it very humorous, actually, the amount of stupid people come out of college that don't realize how it actually works because they went to college and learned a different way of how it works. And now come out on a job, say, hey, you want to get a contract? Hey, Joe, give me a contract. Well, that's not how it works. Yeah, well, he's my friend. He's going to give me that contract. I don't care if you bid it or not. That's how it works. You know, it's not who you know. You know, it's not what you know. It's who you know. And then they fucking change up their whole way of what they thought they knew in college. In some cases, it plays off for them, you know, in the accounting side of it and whatnot, or the tax side of it, where you have to know rules and regulations. But for the most part, you don't need a college education to do any of that shit. You just have to have the fucking and confidence, and you'll get it. You'll get it done. I'm almost confident this cat's gonna hit me in the face here within the next 5 minutes.
So did any of the kitty cats come up with a New Year's resolution to help make your life easier?
I don't think that's on their mind. Is that on their mind? No. You just keep chewing on my clothes. It's all good. No, I don't think so. That was funny, though. That was a good one.
Okay. I've been trying to change the background here, and it's just not taken.
Yeah, the first night you showed me that it worked well, but then the second night I tried it, it was horrible.
It's glitchy.
It was like, wow, man, big time difference. They might have done something on the StreamYard end.
It's glitchy. Right now, there's supposed to be a background of me sitting there waving at you in the boat.
It's not working.
No. I could take that off, and it's... So what's happened is it's frozen in no green screen setting, which is why I like to have it in low definition to begin with.
So you know all that shit that I don't know anything about.
Yeah, it's glitchy. That's all.
I do know that because, like I said, I tried the platinum background and it was like, it was the worst. I haven't seen any other YouTube show that had a background like that was worse than the one I had. I was like, damn, fuck that. That's why you're getting this.
Yeah.
That and all when the cats jump on me, it fucks it up big time.
Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna reload this page, so I may disappear for a minute, but if I do, I'll come right back.
Right on.
Sometimes you just have to refresh your browser, and that kind of reconnects it. So let's try this.
Hey guys, I got to check out. It's almost 1:30 here, and the pumpkin's about to leave the station.
Sounds like a good one, man. I appreciate you showing up, brother, as usual.
All right, my pleasure.
Happy New Year.
Everybody, Happy New Year, and have a safe one.
You as well, my friend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And there we go. And then there was one. I'll have to put this down so I can see JM come back in. There he is.
Right. So now the background works no problem at all.
Cool.
Wealth of Nations.
Yeah, it's 1:30 where he's at. It's only 10:30 here, so I can understand him having to leave. I know how to end this.
It's 1:23 here right now.
I knew he was going to attack me. Get down there, be with your brother.
There we go. That's what I meant to have there.
Yeah, I do appreciate everybody who comes on, man. It's cool. I'd usually do like the first half hour, whatever I have to talk about. And whatever direction it goes, it goes. I'm an open book as far as that goes. If it wants to go karaoke, we go karaoke. If it wants to go to some sort of a debate phase, then we go to debate phase. If it wants to talk about whatever, then we talk about whatever. You know, it's going to be different every Sunday.
Hey, Neil, I would recommend that you schedule your live streams in advance?
Yeah, I didn't do it tonight because I was doing a lot of shit next door. I started at like 8 o'clock in this morning, and didn't do anything. Sorry, I'm checking shit out here. Didn't get ready to do live stream until 6:45, and that's when I started it and put it out. I was like, holy fuck, I'm late. Here we go. Let's do this one.
I do the same thing too. I know you're way better off scheduling it. So when I do now, anytime I'm doing a video, I actually try to set it up as a premiere, and I'll schedule it. I try to schedule it at least a day in advance.
Yeah, I like see. That's what I need to learn to do is the day. I usually do it in the morning, and I'll leave my computer on because I don't know how to get back in. If I do the database and turn my computer off overnight, I don't know how to get back in to the scheduled live stream. That's kind of an issue. I'm still learning this shit, so I'll schedule it like on the morning of Sunday, but I didn't do it this morning because I'm an idiot.
You can do it. I switched the background here specifically for Art Collector. He said he liked the previous background, which I believe was silver. And then this is a 1 ton gold, 24 karat gold kangaroo. And if you look really close, there's a gold digger in the picture too.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. So that was the point too, Neil, is I refreshed, which is just like reload the browser, and then the backgrounds was working for me. But I spent almost 20 minutes there trying to change the background, and it just would not switch it. And the way to do it was just refresh the browser.
Okay. Yeah, the other guy, that guy there, that's me on top of a windmill blade. That's a 75-foot windmill blade. And yes, we're disassembling it, and I am standing on the blade that we're disassembling. 75 feet up in there. That's a small.
Right on, buddy.
Huh?
That is right on.
Yeah, and that's the boss there in the yellow hat. He's looking down again. That Filipino guy. What's his name? I said his name earlier. Anyhow, he was taking pictures of me out there because he was like, Neil, you're a fucking nut, dude. Because the boss was like, well, someone's got to get out there. How are we going to do it safely from the platform? I looked at him and said, you're not going to do it from the platform, motherfucker. And I stepped out on the blade. His eyes lit up. He was like, what the fuck? I was like, give me the fucking tools. Let's get this shit going. We had to take a six foot cheater bar and fucking had to lean out and fucking pull on that son bitch while I was up in there 75 foot. It was kind of fun. I like that kind of shit, man. That's why I wasn't creative. I didn't do none of that shit back in my younger days because I was having too much fun with adrenaline, basically. I was an adrenaline junkie.
Have a good night, John Bethia.
Yeah, it's way past his bedtime.
One of my buddies builds cell phone towers, and he's got a bunch of pictures of like that too. And it's fantastic. You know, it looks like you're right in the clouds.
Happy New Year, John. Yeah, I got, if I find the picture, I got a picture of me on the 50th floor of 181 Fremont Street where I'm on the edge of the building, the outer I-beam, the header, and I got my toes about 3 or 4 inches off the beam, and I take a picture straight down the building. It's like 1,000 foot straight down. It's kind of cool. It's just up there and there. Yeah, I've been in the summertime in San Francisco. I've been snowed on because we were over 1,000 foot in the air, and it was raining down at street level, but it started off as snow where we were. It was the coldest. I didn't dress for winter. It was the first time I made that. Last time I made that mistake. Always brought winter clothes to work with me in San Francisco when I was doing the high rises. Yeah, that's one thing people don't realize is when you're doing the iron work on those big buildings, The atmosphere actually changes when you get up. It's like every several hundred foot, you have a different atmosphere, different weather conditions.
Yep. The air gets thinner the higher you go up too.
And it gets windier if you're right on the Pacific. It's like, yeah, I got some hairy stories, man. Fuck, a lot. Oh my god, fuck. 100% of the people I started with are out of the business. There's not a one of them left. I think I'm the most long-lived iron worker out here.
It's an endurance race, right? It's so many things in life. It's not a sprint. Every once in a while, you can sprint. Like if you see, you got a good angle on something, give her. But you can't run your life like that because you will burn out. It doesn't matter how tough you are. Everyone burns out, in my opinion.
I have taken, and I didn't know this at the time, but naturally, I would take off a year of work every 7 or 8 years. I'll just take off a year of work. And I did it. I told myself I wanted to heal my body up to where when I did retire, I didn't like get in a wheelchair and die because I quit moving, right? And then I find out through years of studying religions and stuff like that, in the Old Testament, there's a thing where every 7 years you don't work the 8th year, or that you don't work the 7th year. You just take the whole year off, and then you go back to work. And that's like the Old Testament, it was a natural cycle of people's lives to do that. And I found, without knowing that, I actually kind of sort of semi followed that, not exactly year for year, but I've quit the union 3 times in 30 years and took a year off and just said, fuck it, I'm not doing anything. And
Teachers do that. They go on sabbatical.
Yeah, I just quit and said, I'm not doing anything. I'm going to live on what I have and wake up when I want, do what I want, and fuck it. Fuck the jobs, fuck the work, fuck everything. I'm not doing it. And then I'd get one day, wake up and say, okay, I'm ready to go back to work. Go back to work. Be like a year later. Another reason why I'm single, because I'm not steady.
I've worked hard most of my life. And I started working pretty hard when I was like 13. And that was in a barn, cleaning the stables, taking care of the horses.
This sucks when people talk to me. I see why people hate me. I'm that guy who's always got the better story, apparently. I did walk 1.5 miles to school in the snow along the North Sea in 3rd and 4th grade.
Bullshit. I know you've never seen snow in your life.
No, that's why I hate snow. I lived at Hobart Head Lighthouse. It's north of Thurso. Thurso is the most northern town in Scotland on the North Sea, and the lighthouse is 1.5 miles further north on the North Sea. And my grandfather was the lighthouse keeper, and we lived with him for 2 years. And the bus, it was a one-way road along the North Sea to get to where we were, so we had to walk down it every day. And it's summer, winter, fall, spring. And they go to school year round over there. And we had to walk down there every day to and from school. But what were you talking about? Because I had one better. Oh, yeah. At age 13, I talked a plumber into hiring me because I wanted money. He was down in Florida. You would do septic only on the interior, not on the beach side. And he was working on the interior side. So he was running septic tanks. And he paid me to dig the leach lines by hand with a shovel.
Wow.
Yeah. Age 13. I talked him into the job too. Am I stupid or what? It's the only job I could find.
No.
Only thing I could find that otherwise there was nothing for me to do, and I didn't want.
That's right. You're young, and I think you're young. You're hungry, and that's.
Yeah, I did it for 3 months. All I did was dig ditches. At age 13, I dug ditches for a living. Well, not for a living, for 3 months. It wasn't going to be for a living ever. It was just for money. But it was the first paid job I had by the hour. I was making, I think, $3.25 an hour. Yeah. And people at McDonald's making what, 17 now? I was making $3.25 an hour digging ditches. So fuck everybody.
Oh, but honestly, back then $3 was about.
Oh yeah, no, it was a lot more.
17 now.
Yeah, it was a lot more than that. I could a fucking pack of gum was 5 cents, and what is it now? $2, you know, or $1.25 or some shit like that.
Hey, I remember when I was young, I could get 2 caramels for a penny.
Yeah, back in the good old days when a penny meant something.
A pack of gum was like 25 cents.
Yeah, back when it meant something, when money meant something. It's going to happen again. You know, we changed systems in 1971. It was a 50-year note. It was a 50-year fiat dollar. They've stretched it way beyond. And here's a thought process too, because it was pre-planned, and it was pre-planned to be a 50-year note. When they came up with the U.S. dollar in 1971 to replace the dollar we had, they wanted a 2% inflation guaranteed for 50 for a new fiat currency. That means it's a 50-year note. Anything beyond that, and then somehow economically, I seem to think that they're profiting off of the note. Because
Hey, Neil,
huh?
on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about debates?
I think they're educational if they're handled properly, and you don't go like trying to go outside of the scope of the debate to make a point or negate one part of your point because the debate changes or the direction of the debate changes. In other words, you have to use the same logic
Okay.
all the way through. You can't change logic to make your point. So if you have a stable platform to debate off of, because I've tried to debate people, but they'll change perspectives of what they're saying when I come at them from a logical standpoint of the way they came at me with it, which I thought would be the rules. And then they change it up to
Right.
always try to make themselves right. And I'll counter every time, but then I get tired of it. I'm like, no, let's just stay, because I'm not learning anything. It's not advantageous to me to do that.
They move the goalpost. Yeah, goalpost.
You know,
suck.
it's not worth it. And a lot of people say they're intellectuals and say they want to debate shit, but they keep moving the goalposts. It's like, come on, man. To me, it's plain and simple to see that you're just fucking grandstanding and trying to fit in somewhere with a certain group of people that you want to feel more intelligent than the rest of them. Go for it, you know? I don't give a fuck. I like good debates because you learn and new knowledge. That's a good thing. That's how you learn. Or one way to learn is debate another intellectual on a subject, any subject. Take the pros or cons. It doesn't matter because it's debate. It's not a personal thing. It's a knowledge gaining thing and a perspective thing. That's why in like colleges and debate schools, they'll tell you, okay, you're going to take the side of abortion. You're going to take the side anti-abortion. It doesn't matter about your freaking personal feelings.
That's right. I think you should have 2 people debate one subject, clearly defined subject, and they have to debate it, each on one side, and then switch. And then
No, that would be awesome.
the other side.
Yeah, so you give each of them gives the flip side of the coin that they gave the first
That's
time.
right.
That would be awesome, man. Yeah, and that would show true intelligence of the person and what is it called? Adaptability, intellectual adaptability.
Yeah,
Be
able
able to
to
switch up.
operate on their feet.
Yeah, no. And for that, you need to have a lot of wisdom, to have the experience to be able to see both sides of the coin as you're giving one side, so you can come up with debate points about the side that you're talking about and see the holes in it, so you can debate it from the other side.
I was thinking about doing a live stream, and I was going to title it. Here's the title: Taxes and inflation are completely unnecessary.
100%.
Prove me wrong. Right? Live, join the panel, and I take on any person that wants to try to prove.
You know, I would take that challenge on just to try and learn some things. I do know for a fact.
Yeah, right on.
For a fact that we started off our country with limited taxation to only being, but now you have to remember back then only landowners were voters, so the perspective and mindset of the people were different as well. And the only of those that voted, I guess, apparently came up with a system where only tobacco, firearm, and alcohol manufacturers were taxed, and the government had enough money to run off of that tax alone. When did that stop? Only those 3 manufacturers got taxed, except for during time of war. Hold on a second now. Why does the Democrats like being in a state of war? Because legally, the only time they can tax you as an individual person resident or a citizen is during times of war. It states so in the Constitution. Okay, so my whole lifetime we've been at war. Is that a coincidence or a planned tax? Interesting, huh? So they're legally allowed to do what they want as far as taxes as long as we're in a state of war. So we need to vote out a government that keeps us in a state of war. We might lose a lot of those taxes. Could be possible, huh?
See, but what I'm saying is that any nation that's truly independent should be able to create its own currency without any debt associated with it. So
I don't know about economics to debate that part of it as far as the economics part, because I'm not really sure on what the fuck inflation really is as far as
it should be zero.
Zero.
It should be zero.
Well, yeah, inflation is. There shouldn't be. Inflation is. I would presume, without really knowing what it is, I would presume right off the bat that inflation would depend on what money you're using.
Yep, inflation is the increase.
I would change monies into the one that's not inflationable, which
inflation
I believe is the goal.
Simply is the increase of fiat currency and credit supply.
Okay, that keyword, increase of fiat currency, is inflation. So get rid of fiat currency would be the answer, and go back to a gold and silver base, and then you would
and
get
credit and credit too. You have to include credit because if you have a credit card and you charge that money came out of thin air, buddy. Thin air.
Well, there's credit as you know it. Because there's credit that was credit before Visa and MasterCard came around, and that was the faith and trust of a handshake.
It's created.
I'll pay you tomorrow for letting me have those seeds today because I need them to grow and sell them, and I'll give you a percentage of my crop, was the typical means of payment for a landowner farmer to the seed manufacturer. For a long time, the way that people made millions was selling seeds. Yep. See, because our economy has evolved. Now we're selling crap on YouTube, but it used to be the traveling salesman selling the Kirby vacuum cleaners and the vinyl siding going from city to city, and the seed salesman. So as economies change, taxations and thought processes change as well, and technologies change, and thought processes and taxes change, and that's where people get lost in the shuffle. And they get away with taxing the fuck out of us. And how they do it is by giving you an inch. And that's where, no offense to homosexuals, but like the gay marriage thing. I remember the argument being, oh, it's only a piece of paperwork for what was it, for inheritable rights and shit. And now they're wanting, how much more are they wanting? Homosexual rights was specifically for gay for marriage only, and the transfer of stuff from nephew to the people to their nephews and nieces, or the supposedly significant other in their form of marriage. Now what's it gone to? They get special rights for hiring and stuff like that. That was never part of the original deal. You gave them an inch and they took a fucking mile.
It's normal.
We allowed it. We should have never given the inch. But we wavered. But anyhow, now there's down to just you, me, and one other person. That'd probably be Art. So it's been almost 4 hours.
Well, right on, man. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you. I do very, very, very much appreciate you, Art Collector, and everyone else that dropped by and threw a like and everything else that they did, the interaction on the chat and whatnot. And as far as debates go, yeah, I'm off to an ad lib debate because I like going off ad lib because it tests my own personal knowledge. Because if I have to research shit in advance, it's cool to learn that way. but I'd like to have enough knowledge, think I have enough not basic knowledge, or at least enough common sense to where what I do know is applicable to any subject, and I can come at from a certain logical standpoint and have pro and con points that I could.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be a subject you're familiar with, and preferably that you're passionate about.
Oh no, that would suck. We need to do stuff that's just random.
Oh, but okay.
You do like ping pong. What are those bingo balls? And you have like 43 subjects and balls, and you just pull out 2 balls.
Spin the wheel.
That would be the 2 subjects of the night, and then that shows the person's, because that way it's not a person against person, it's a person against subject and their ability to present that point of view about that subject right then and there, and it takes out the personal things where people might get upset with another person or their belief system or something. It takes all that away.
Yep.
And you want to stay away from that shit if you want to dive into this type of field, because a lot of people will get butthurt if you don't come at it the right way.
That's right.
And have people prepare and shit like that. That's just too much, because then they get too involved, too personally involved, and feelings come into it, and that's what you want to keep out of it. So I just say it's random. Whoever shows up, we do so many, two balls come up and they have questions in like fucking, what do you call them? Fortune cookies. We don't know what it is, so we crack it open. It's pre-designed questions or debate subjects, and whatever ball comes out, that one comes up to this subject. So that's what it's going to be tonight. So it's surprising to everyone, and everyone has to ad lib, and it's more entertaining for every individual who wants to participate, for their ability to take both sides right off the bat, because you can't take it personal. You don't have time. You know what I'm saying? Because people innately, the statistics are that an average young person can't go 15 minutes of speaking without one lie coming out of their mouth. Isn't that fucked up? But that's society nowadays and how they were raised. And it might not be an intentional lie, but it's still an untruth that was stated, and it's accepted.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because due to a fairly bad car accident I was in about 4 years ago, which was no fault of my own, I got a psychological evaluation and therapy. And they went through the whole psychological profiles and this and that and this and that. And then I started getting psychological therapy. And I had really good rapport with the psychologist. And we got to know each other pretty well. And we were leveling with each other. And I told him, I said, when I was going through all those profile questions and everything, I said I lied on 2 or 3 of them. And he said to me, JM, everybody lies. Everybody lies.
See, and that's the funny thing. If you start on your own research,
like a PhD in psychology telling me, well, we expected that.
And that's the thing. If you even on your own wanted to learn a little something about yourself, and you learned a little bit about psychology on your own, you would learn certain evitabilities of humans and human nature. And human nature is a social thing that you learn online. And that's why we have like 8-minute fucking videos and shit nowadays, because it skews people's perception, time period that they'll perceive things happening. Like instead of sitting down and watching a 2-hour movie, if you're used to watching 8-minute videos, to watch a 2-minute movie is fucking annoying as hell in a long period of time to sit there and watch something, because your attention span's been reduced from 2 hours to 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 15 minutes.
Man,
And it's now a burden to watch a 2-hour movie, when it was in our youth's joy to get 2 hours to go do, go be somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
my best performing videos are between 10 and 25 seconds. Check it out on my go to my channel and look at videos most popular and shorts most popular, and you'll see if it's
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I've got
10 to 20 seconds. That's the most popular thing.
I actually can go there right now And instead of that, I can go, okay, I don't want to be there.
It's okay. It was rhetorical.
Be there. No, because what an interesting happened. It just happened about a week ago, dude. I was never getting hundreds of views per video on my shorts, right? And they were all about the same, between 13 and 23 seconds, right? Then something happened, and I'm going back here to find out because it's dramatic. Like on December 29th, I got almost 10,000 views on one fucking short, dude.
Yep.
And let's see, here's 19. Okay, so it happened probably around the 15th of December. Something happened, and I started getting videos where like 2, 4, 6, 8,000 views on shorts, and I'm like, holy mother of God, what the heck is? I jumped from a couple hundred views, and then my subscribers start jumping. Fucking almost 200. Get away from there. What is that? Almost 200 subscribers in 3 days jump. I've now got like 3,200 subscribers, whereas I was pushing for 3,000 last week.
Yep.
And it's like, holy macaroni, man. What the heck? I like it. Don't know what. Now, my geopolitical shit, 100 views, maybe 80, 100. It's not taking off nearly as much, so my viewing hours aren't that great. The shorts are definitely, and neither of them are even close to being monetized, but the shorts are doing, something happened where a dramatic jump of viewers took on my shorts. And they're an average of 15 seconds, I guess would be the mean short that I do. I hardly ever do 120 seconds.
It's really hit or miss.
What was that?
It's really hit or miss, I find.
It
can depend on the time that you publish it. It can be the duration of it. It can be the thumbnail. I don't
do thumbnails on my shorts. I don't do any of that. I don't care.
Someone's more likely to click on that than like a snowman.
I don't know why, because I don't want to put importance on it, because then I will feel too much emotionally attached to numbers that I'm not in control of, and I don't want to put myself in that position. You know what I'm saying?
Performing live stream has this very thumbnail on it.
No, I like that actually.
That's a thumbnail. I put it on as a live stream, and the title was a delicious conversation.
Oh, sweet!
And I got over 1,000 views on that live stream.
Right on. Yeah, see, I don't put anything into it. I mean, I do understand the psychology of it, and that's
you got great thumbnails on your stuff.
Well, I just I don't like being boring. I was doing the news thing, world news, but I got like 3 of them. But I was like, man, I can't keep just doing that. What's the subject? Like that one with the girl and the questions. It was, it was about why do we even care to be partnered with a country that won't let people, half the population, walk around freely? You know what I'm saying? They won't even let them. They'll deport them because they don't have a certain person with them. How bullshit is that in the 21st century? Personally, I'm offended. I think it's bullshit. I think the whole way is bullshit. No one should be suppressed like that. But I saw that thumbnail. I was like, I hope this gets me more views because I think it works. But it didn't. But it was. I like the thumbnail.
I strongly recommend, and this is medical advice for anyone. If you've never had a bacon double cheeseburger, you should try one.
Oh no!
You heard it here. New Year's Eve.
Not one, more than one.
I'm gonna drop down though, buddy. I'm gonna come up.
You have a very good New Year, my friend. I'll talk to you later.
Sounds good, man. And
peace out,
our
brother.
collector, everyone else, always blessings. Be well.
Take care, guys.